All right, and welcome into the broadcast this evening. I'm Marty Martinson. Happy to have your call on the action tonight as the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins are here in Melfort this evening at the Northern Lights Palace to take on the two-time defending champion Melfort Mustangs for the final time in this season series here as we get down to the nitty-gritty on the SJHL regular season schedule. So welcome in, as mentioned, for the Bruins. This is the time of year that you work all season for, right? To give yourself an opportunity at the postseason. And for the Bruins, that's exactly what they have heading in to their final week slate of games. So without further ado, let's dive into the night section by first taking a look at the numbers where they and Melfort sit heading into play. For the Bruins, they interplay this evening in the 8th and final playoff spot in the SJHL standings with their 3 games to go on the 56-game regular season schedule. For the Bruins, we've talked about it. They've had some real highs. They've had some bit of tough stretches in the new year here as well. But it all comes down to this. The team 25, 23, and 5 on the season through their first 53 games played, which, as mentioned, does put them in that 8th and final playoff spot. And most importantly, what you need to know heading into these final 3 games, they control their own destiny. And what do I mean by that? I mean, when you look at the 2 teams chasing them for that 8th and final playoff spot, their top 7 are all locked in, not necessarily in the exact orders, but they've bound themselves for the postseason. They punch that ticket. For the Bruins, what do they need to do? They just need to take care of business, win 2 of their last 3 games, and they're in regardless of what happens with both Kindersley and Humboldt. Just to run through a little bit here, we'll run through kind of a little bit on the standings there. Mention how the Bruins are sitting in 8th with the 55 points. Kindersley heading into tonight 2 points back with 53 points, but they played 1 more game. They only have 2 games left on the schedule, which means even if they win those 2, the most they can get is 4 points here. So for the Bruins, that's why. And they hold the tiebreaker with both Kindersley and Humboldt. So for Estevan, if they can get 2 more points here tonight, would go a long way, obviously. That would make it a 3-point difference there. That's why they need to get, as I'm saying, at least 2 of the next 3 games here to solidify themselves in the playoffs. Because if Kindersley do win each of their last 2, I know it's a tough task, a lot to ask there as they're playing Battlefords those final 2 games now, but that would be 4 points. So for Estevan, being just 2 points up right now, you need to get 2 up, and then maybe that additional 2 there in case Kindersley does run the table over their final 2 games. And for Humboldt, they enter this evening here 3 points back of the Bruins for that 8th and final playoff spot. Bruins also holding the 1 game in hand on them, which of course goes this evening. For Humboldt, they play Warman though for their final couple. So for the Bruins there, again, need to continue to win to stay ahead of those guys as well. But like I said, as long as the Bruins take 2 out of their next 3 here, they're in for sure regardless of how those 2 teams chasing them fare. So for the Bruins, how have they fared here as of late? Well, they were really liking where they were standing heading into last weekend against Melville with a back-to-back. They were hoping to even catch Melville there, maybe leapfrog them into 7th place. Unfortunately, Melville taking both of the games in that back-to-back set there in the home and home, including Saturday night, a big victory in extra time in Melville. So for the Bruins, they did pick up that valuable single point in the extra time loss, but this is where, as we talk about all the time, this is the time of the season. You're seeing it, 2-3 points separating 3 teams basically from that final playoff spot. Every point so critical, so crucial. That's why you need to go out there, win that next period, win that next game, and win that next shift, and then set yourself up for some success. So for the Bruins, looking to bounce back, get back on that winning track here, and get the ball rolling to finish out this regular season here. But easier said than done against the competition tonight. The 2-time defending champions, as I mentioned, the Melfort Mustangs here, the home side tonight. And boy, oh boy, for Melfort, it's tough to find a hotter team in junior hockey right now. There is no one better in the SJHL over the last month than this Melfort team. They enter play in 6th place overall with a 29-21-4 record on the season through 54 games. So again, just a couple of games left on the schedule tonight included for this Melfort team. They got tonight and then this weekend against Nipawin as well to wrap up their regular season slate. But they need just a single point do the Mustangs to officially lock up 6th place in the league standings there. They got Melfort, who are sitting 3 points back as it stands. Melfort also only has those 2 games left as well, though. So for Melfort, they get that one more point, and they're all locked up there in that 6th spot. But for the Mustangs, I mentioned how they have been the best team over the last month. Boy, have they. They have won 13 of their last 14 games the Mustangs have heading into this evening. That streak going back to the start of February. February 6th is when they started on this run, and the lone exception was a loss to Nipawin, and we know how good the Nipawin Hawks have been this season. They're just 2 points out of second in the league standings there. So for this Melfort team, they're feeling it. They're playing some of their best hockey as of late. Won 13 out of 14 as mentioned. So lots of offensive confidence in this group and a lot of winning pedigree here from these last couple of seasons as mentioned. So this is a great test for the Bruins. You know, heading into the postseason, this is the time of year where you expect to get challenged. Things have tightened up here over these last couple of months, and that only continues to elevate as you get into these final few games there, chomping at the bit there for those final couple of points to seal the ticket there and get into the postseason. But this is one of those measuring stick games here. You know what's on the line. You need points to solidify your playoff positioning, and against a veteran team like this Melfort group, it's going to be a great challenge for the Bruins this evening. So with that, we are going to take a quick step aside here, and when we return back to check in on some players to watch heading in to tonight's action, brought to you courtesy of Estevan Rotary. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream. It's Wednesday night hockey.
Hey Estevan, are you ready for unbeatable savings? At Clifton's No Frills, they pride themselves on community spirit and prices that won't be beat. Whether you're picking up fresh produce or pantry essentials, they have everything your family needs. And don't forget to join their PC Optimum Rewards program. Earn points with every purchase and save even more. Feel the friendly atmosphere and local pride every time you shop at Clifton's No Frills. Because when it comes to quality and savings, they won't be beat. Shop local and start earning today. Whether it's 9 holes on the Hideout or staycation camping with the family, Hidden Valley has seasonal, monthly, weekly, and daily options available. Hidden Valley has what it takes to make warm memories by the campfire that will last long through the winter cold. Discover the Hideout at Hidden Valley in Estevan. Visit HiddenValleyGolfandRV.com today, where golf is fun. Since 1923, the Rotary Club of Estevan has played a vital role in improving our community through service and stewardship. Among the Rotary's major fundraising initiatives is Lobster Fest in the spring. Nearly 800 people take part in the Rotary Club's Lobster Fest each year, making it one of Estevan's most anticipated annual events. To learn more about other Rotary initiatives, visit the Rotary Club of Estevan Facebook page.
And we'll look to take her on back here now as we work our way towards puck drop tonight in this one. It's Wednesday night hockey, the final Wednesday night of the regular season slate here, as mentioned, here in the SJHL regular season. And for the Bruins, a great test ahead, as we mentioned, in the form of this Melfort Mustangs team. So we talked a little bit about the team records there. Let's transition now into some players to watch, brought to you by Estevan Rotary. And if you haven't yet got the chance, you can head over to our social media channels. We've been absolutely buzzing on there today as far as posting content. Obviously, in addition to the regular, 6, 7 graphics we put out there on the game days, we also had a couple of special ones. Had a little pre-game article that was put out about 4 hours ago as well, early in the afternoon, teeing up the night's action there. And also, just kind of after we arrived at the rink, I put a graphic out as well on some of the Bruins who are rolling into play here in the final week of the season for this team. And leading the charge is Rylan Williams. You talk about outstanding seasons. You talk about really the junior hockey experience. You see kids come in when they're sometimes even as young as 16, 17 years old, but generally speaking, 18 years old, wide-eyed. They get their first taste of that junior hockey action, and then you see them develop, right? from the 18-year-old season, cutting their teeth, getting their feet wet, whatever expression you want to use there, then onto the 19-year-old year. They take that additional step, and then by 20, they establish themselves as real leaders on their hockey club so often. And Ryland Williams is a textbook example of a superstar trajectory that you saw coming from his early days in the league. He was a top-round pick back in the 2020 SJHL U15 draft, and ever since, every year he's gotten better. You look 2 years ago, 2023-24 season, 32 points in 44 games. That was his rookie year in the league. He had 15 goals in those 44 games as a first-year player as well. Then you look at last year, right? 42 points in 50 games, 17 of those goals. It was showing the all the potential of the world to be a superstar breakout player heading into his 20-year-old year. Of course, acquired from the Battlefords over the summertime, and he has come in and absolutely blown even the highest of expectations out of the water with his play this season. 66 points through 51 games heading into this final week here, and coming off not one, not two, not even three, but four straight multi-point games heading into this evening, as he's got 8 points over his last 4 games. He's been absolutely on fire, and as mentioned, 66 points in those 51 games. That's good for 4th in the league in point production this year. Had a remarkable season, and look for him to be a real threat here going again in this game. We talk about it all the time, but the big players, the true superstars, are the guys who bring it in the biggest games. He's shown it all season, as indicated by his ramping up of the play to even that next level with the 4 straight multi-point games, and at his center ice position once again this evening. Another one of the premier game breakers the league has seen in the last number of years here. Renie enters play this evening. 3 multi-point games in his last 4 games, and he's also got 7 goals in his last 8. Leads the league with 35 goals, while being just 2 back of Gabriel Corshane of the Yorkton Terriers for the league-leading point total as well. Renie with 75 points in just 50 games. Remember, he missed the 3 games due to injury early in the new year there, but he has been absolutely on fire here again down the stretch. Like I said, 7 goals in his last 8, 3 multi-point games in his last 4. Absolutely on fire. Look for these two to be pulling the rope here, leading the way. And then on the back end, Matthew Ron for this Bruins team. You talk about veteran guys saving their best for down the stretch here in the biggest games. Ron, he was the player of the month through February for the Bruins, and he enters this evening 11 points in his last 10 games as a defenseman who plays some heavy minutes against top opposition. So look for him as well, number 27 on the back end, to be leading the way for this Bruins team. And on the other side of things, we had a couple of players to watch as well for the Mustangs, focusing on the blue line position. Bo Eisner has been Mr. Everything for this Melfort team. He leads them in overall points this year with 43 points in 52 games. That's best on the team, while being a 6'2", 193-pound defender who matches up against top opposition each night. You talk about MVP candidates, he should be right up there as far as this Melfort team's representatives. And joining him on that top pairing is Danton Cox as well. I mentioned how Melfort's won 13 of their last 14 heading into play tonight since February 6th. February 6th was the game that Danton Cox, who had started the season at forward, he had played forward and D, switching throughout last year. That's when he moved onto that top pairing, and they've been lights out ever since. We'll have the national anthem and then more on the numbers heading in to puck drop in this one. All right, and with the anthem all wrapped up, just to finish that thought there, the countdown is on now to the opening face-off to kick off tonight's action. But just to finish that thought, like I said, Denton Cox, February 6th, moved on to that top D pairing alongside Bo Eisner, and ever since, that's when they've won 13 of their last 14 games, the Mustangs, since that point, and that top D pair has been a huge reason as to why, over that span, those last 14 games, Bo Eisner has 17 points in the 14 games, and Denton Cox has 19 points in those 14 games. He has 41 points all season, which means right about half of his points from the whole season have come since being put alongside Eisner on that top pairing. They play all situations, and they're active in the offensive zone in addition to the defensive end. So we'll keep an eye on that top pairing tonight. Nate Harvey and company out here to start against the Tristan Ziola line of the Mustangs. That's Harvey with Onright and Beasley flanking him against Ziola with Englot and Mushamansky on the right wing side. As we drop the puck, and we're underway here. Melfort control off the face-off, and we'll move it up ahead no further than Matthew Ron. Ron standing up there on Mushamansky that time, who lost his glove off the contact, and the puck's taken over by Harvey. Up ahead for the deflection in deep by Carter Onright. Onright in there, laying heavy with the body on that forecheck, applying some early pressure as the Mustangs control from their own zone. Defense looking to go to offense. Englot across to the near side boards. Carried by Hunt through center over the blue line with a long-range shot. Flagged down in the glove hand of Nathan Cam, which gives us an excellent opportunity to introduce tonight's starting goaltenders, and it's two of the best in the business here in the SJHL. A pair of 18-year-old phenom goaltenders with a whole lot in common. Nathan Cam, a .918 save percentage on the season. That's fifth best in the entire SJHL. And he is 6'2", 176 at the other end. Kaysen Kabelka, 6'2", about 180 as well. And he's got the league's third best goals against this season. Renie drops it off to Olsen. Olsen looking back to Aiden Lang at the left point. Lang throws it in just wide of the goal for Renie behind the net. Renie tried to relay a pass out front to Olsen. Now Williams with a turnaround wrist shot. That one stopped by Kabelka. Puck taken back here near side wall. Battled for the Bruins, the visiting team tonight, of course, with their white jerseys and the gold and black trim. Renie to the side of the goal there. Got wrapped up on the play against Melfort in their home blues with the green and the white trim. We're a minute 20 into a scoreless hockey game here. Olsen into the middle looking for Williams again. Puck taken back here and raced through center ice. Here come the Mustangs on the attack. McHarg got it down low. Taken back by Ethan Hamilton now. Hamilton working against Jaron Ashby, who did well to tie him up. Puck taken back now in behind the goal. Puck jumping around like a tennis ball down there to start. Taken out of the turn back here by Melfort. Out of the corner board, centering pass, gobbled up by Noah Asmundson, and he'll float it out to center for Getzlaff. Getzlaff cutting to the inside, letting a shot fly that was blocked off a Melfort stick. Taken back out through center now. And in for a shot from the outside, stopped by Cam as well. Asmundson up to Getzlaff, to the line, but not cleared. Cole Unger fired a shot on. That was stopped by Cam. Now Unger with it again. He's poised from that blue line position. He'll feed it across. Quick shot from Darren Hunt this time is gobbled up by Cam, who will hold on for a stoppage in play. Not quite 2.5 minutes into a scoreless first. The shots through the early going officially credited 4-0 in favor of the Mustangs. And I'll tell you, this Melfort team never been shy about testing the opposition goaltender. They like to get those pucks and bodies to the crease front area. It's been a big part of the reason they've been successful. They play that playoff-like style. They are tough to play against in that net front area at either end of the rink. Puck taken back here by Hunt. Lost it to Tedorenko. Tedorenko to the left point, Potter. Potter to Tedorenko. Looking across the blue line with it. That pass intercepted, and now Unger leading the charge back the other way with a quick wrist shot as he cut outside inside on the defender back. Now it's taken on by Eisner. His shot is fought off by Cam up high as well. So Cam, been tested early and often here in this game. Now a shot right on from Mushamansky that time was turned aside. Puck back out to center ice, but Ziola works to win it back. Ziola driving in now behind the goal with it. His centering pass for a quick shot right on by Englot, and that one swallowed up by Cam, who will hang on to it for a stoppage in play. So 3:17 gone here in this first period. Still awaiting our first goal on the board tonight. Let's check in for the first time this evening on the YouTube live stream. Comments. Dennis Lang comments in, says, "Let's go Bruins, punch our ticket tonight." Lang gang tuning in from Brandon. Author Jay Wright says, "Go Bruins," cheering from at home in Estevan. And as the Bruins win this face-off, they'll explode out through center and lay it in deep. Onright got it in there. Cox back to collect on it. Cox to Eisner to the line, but not cleared. A quick shot to the front was tipped by Harvey in the net front. And stopped by the goaltender, Kabelka. Kabelka, .914 save percentage in his own right. I mentioned the .918 of Cam heading in as we get an icing call against the Bruins this time. So a face-off back deep in Estevan territory. But two 18-year-old goaltenders, both 6'2", athletic, have been nothing short of lights out this season for their teams. Puck back to the blue line. Vedras with a shot that was blocked down in front. Andrews off the boot, and then the redirect back out to center. Vedras with it. Head up the whole way. Former Weyburn Red Wing got it up as far as Binner at center. Binner over the blue line. Will pull the trigger. That's blocked off. Beasley takes the puck back and will hoist back out to center. Just over 4 minutes into this first period here. Here comes Atkinson with a quick shot, and that one swallowed up by Cam as well. And this Melfort team has a lot of big bodies on that back end, in particular Bo Eisner, I mentioned, 6'2", 193. Cooper Atkinson, 6'2" as well, around 180. Rhett Vedras, 6'2", 180. Even Darren Hunt listed just officially 6 feet, 181. But boy, he looks big down there as well. So for the Bruins, got to look to use their speed here on the attack when they get the opportunity. Here comes Olsen off the glass to center. Englot will drop it back to that defense. It's Atkinson losing the forechecker, and from his own zone now, he'll feed up ahead. Now Ziola through center ice over the attacking blue line, left wing side, right hand shot, a quick shot, and he scores. And Tristan Ziola with the opening goal in this game on Melfort's 9th shot of the night. The Bruins just one shot so far on goal, and they trail 1-0 here on that strike by Ziola, the Kelvington, Saskatchewan product. And it looks like we got a penalty call here going against Mushamansky here. And we'll see. That must be a little bit of unsportsmanlike there for maybe something said at the bench following the goal. And so for the Bruins, they allow the first goal in this game. However, they'll go straight onto the power play man advantage here for a chance to get it right back. So power dodge, power play going to work for the first time tonight off the ensuing face-off from center. Andrews in control off the one draw. Will spill it in deep. Stopped up by Kabelka down there. Thrown around the boards and back out through center. Ron going back to get it. He's got Binner. Quick on him. He'll drop it off on the reversal play to Ethan Andrews. Here comes Andrews. Up ahead to Rylan Williams. Puck bounced over his tape momentarily. Now Renie with it. Drops back to Ron. Matthew Ron. Stick handling with it. Lead feed to Asmundson at center. Cross ice now, and that one just bobbled by the Bruins and spilled back into Estevan ice. Here comes Ron now. Ron over the center red line. He'll wrap it around the boards deep. Kabelka out to handle. Off the boards, but not cleared. Not past Andrews on a nice play to Ron. Ron shot That one tipped by Asmundsson wide of the goal. Now down low, Asmundsson to Renie. Renie out from the goal line, feeding cross seam. Now back to Andrews. To Ron. Ron, top of the left circle, down goal line for Asmundsson out front. Williams again just had to jump his tape. Now Andrews with it. Cross to Ron, out of his reach, and this one rifled down the length of the ice. 6 minutes into this first period, down to the final 38 of the penalty time. So the Bruins will set up the power play from their own zone and look to work up ahead with pace. Potter across on the right side flank to Olsen to the front of the goal. Nice save by Kabelka and Harvey in tight. And that's for Nathaniel Harvey. 7 points in his last 6 games heading in. Here comes Lang. Up ahead to Harvey. Harvey to the inside. Makes the first defender miss. The second swept it away. And McHarg got it tread back down into the Estevan zone as penalty time expires. So the Bruins 0 for 1 on the advantage here, but we'll see if they've garnered some momentum off the opportunity. Potter with a shot blocked in front. Taken back by Simmons now, and here comes Kalen Simmons. Looking on the drop pass. Out of the reach that time of the intended target, and it's floated back in deep for a stop up by Cam. Sets it on a tee for Jaron Ashby. Ashby poised with that puck. A lead feed to Teterenko to center. And Teterenko just missed that return pass from Elson. Now Ashby goes across D to Breeze. Up for Teterenko. Teterenko up ahead looking for Holt. Giving chase after this one into the right side corner of the offensive zone. 7.5 minutes gone. 12.5 to go in this first period. It's a 1-0 Melfort lead on Ziola's strike to open things here. Ashby, a quick shot on the wrister, is absorbed in the midsection of Kabelka. So we'll see a stoppage with that. Ziola's 12th of the year from Darren Hunt. And Cooper Atkinson was the scoring play. Matter of minutes ago. Probably about 4 or 5 or so. So it's Asmundsson on the draw now against McHarg. Draw one back, controlled by Danton Cox. Nice little reversal there to Eisner. Up for McKenzie. Can't get it cleared past Asmundsson that time. Now the Mustangs with it through center to the side of the goal on the shoot-in by Luke McKenzie that time. Canisius College commit. Got that shot in on Cam that was stopped and held in the glove of Nathan Cam. 8 minutes or nearly so gone in this first period. 12:05 to go. It's Asmundsson gets McHarg on the face-off. Control one back to Andrews. Off the glass out to center. Muller will send it in deep for chase made by Getzlaff. Getzlaff in on Eisner. He'll crunch him against the boards. Puck thrown back out to center. Hamilton will fire it in and then get a piece of him bitten off by Ethan Andrews. Puck taken over here by Lang. Across to Andrews. Up the boards. The pass out of the reach of Muller that time. And Cox will win the race for the icing call. 11:36 to go in this first period. We'll get a face-off here as a result deep in the Estevan zone. Asmundsson in against Benner on the draw. And off this face-off, Eisner threw it towards the front. Cox has got it now. He'll drop it into the corner. Now back to the right point, Eisner. Eisner makes the forward miss. In with a shot, and he chopped it just wide of the goal that time. You can see why he's got 17 points in those last 14 games. Plays like that as we get another shot on. Grabbed and held by Cam. Lang dusting up a little bit with McHarg down there. And with 11:14 to go in this first period. Still a 1-0 Melfort lead here. We'll get a face-off back in the Estevan zone. You and Renie in to take the draw against the goal scorer, Ziola. This face-off to the right of Cam in the Estevan zone. Renie ties his man up, but it's one back nonetheless for a quick one-time shot by Darren Hunt that time, flagged out of the air in that catcher's mitt of Nathan Cam. 11:10 to go in this first period. Renie against Ziola again. This time the Bruins come away with it. Off the glass to center. Now Potter back with it. Potter to center to Olsen. Up ahead for you and Renie. Renie looking in the middle for Williams. That one knocked away by Cole Unger, and back the other way. Here comes Ziola. Ziola chipped it in, gives chase after it. Puck played back to the blue line, kept alive at the left point, now to the right, out of the reach of Unger, who was pestered by Cash Olsen. Unger looking out front. Hunt up for Ziola, gaining speed. Lost this one at center ice as Potter flexed it back up ahead there for Olsen to deflect in, and Renie giving chase while his teammates make changes at the bench. Beasley fresh onto the ice here for the Bruins. Centering pass, but gobbled back up with all Melfort sweaters in the area, and Unger will pivot back in a defensive stance. Unger up ahead, launches a pass on. Down the left wing side now, Patterson with a shot that was steered aside by Cam. Olin Patterson down low. He's a lot to handle as that big body down there. Lost the puck this time to Beasley. He's got to be quick with it though. Lost it right at the face-off dot for an excellent chance. Right on goal by Atkinson. Again, Cam the save. Shots 13-3 through the first half of this first period. The Mustangs with a 1-0 lead. We'll take our first period media timeout. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream. Back after a short break.
Are you tired of waking up like this? Or this?
My back! Oh, my back!
Come see Dr. Trevor Erdy at King Street Chiropractic. Dr. Erdy will assess, diagnose, and deliver hands-on chiropractic treatment to help you and your back feel at your best. Book your appointment with Dr. Trevor Erdy today, located at King Street Chiropractic in Estevan.
And we'll look to take her on back here now as we get set for the resumption of play here out of the media timeout. 9:52 to go in this first period. We got a face-off to the right of Cam. And it's going to be Harvey in to take it, the right-hander, Nate Harvey. And against Ziola here on the face-off. Off the draw this time, the scramble, one back by the Bruins and clinked off the glass to center. Fired back in here by Melfort this time, and Washamansky's on his horse in after it. Though it was grabbed and covered at the side of the goal there again by Cam. He has been under fire a little bit here through the early going of this game. Check in again on the YouTube live stream comments. Bill Ashby comments in, cheering for a Bruins win, he says. Watching with Jaron Ashby's great-grandmother and others in Macune. So hello there, Bill and the Ashby family. Great to have you along for this one as the puck's controlled here by Elson, now pushed up ahead off the stick of Holt over the blue line and fired back in by Elson deep, actually into the glove of Kabelka, who spat it back out for the defender Atkinson. Melfort through center ice now and down the right wing side. Keelan Simmons gets it in deep, racing after it now. Melfort looking to set up, but with other ideas, Tedorenko and company forces one back out to center. Elson to the red line, and he'll fire it in deep. Simmons finished him with a check, but Elson spun off it. Now will deliver one right back. Both teams ramping up the physicality as we move along in this first period. Puck worked by Eisner out to center. Eisner down that left wing side. Lost it here. Nice play by Ashby. Nice pickup by Asmundsson on to Getzlaf and in deep. Getzlaf giving chase. Puck taken back by McKenzie now. Luke McKenzie of the Mustangs up that left side boards. Only as far as the center red line though this time. And now Denton Cox will carry on with it. Up ahead, a quick shot by McCarr wide of the goal. Puck taken back here. McKenzie down low. Centering pass. Gobbled up by Getzlaf. He'll skate with it to center. Getzlaf on the right wing side for Breeze. A shot juggled by the goaltender and taken back here by Melfort. Knocked back out to center. Jaron Ashby up ahead. Pass in behind Renie that time. Taken back by Cole Unger of the Mustangs. Up for McKenzie. McKenzie will send it in deep on the flip play and race to the bench for some fresh personnel. Puck off the glass from Breeze through center. Hunt back with it. Will knock it down for Unger. Unger up ahead here. He'll skate with it. Makes a move on the first offender, but not the second to beat him. Take it back here. Renie will fire it in. Patterson got just a piece of the Bruins' leading scorer. Inside the final 7.5 now of this first period. Just the one goal still. 12th of the year from Ziola, and Melfort looking for more. Put a pass just wide, looking for the backdoor feed. Renie back through center ice now, feeds on the right side. Williams back for Renie, right in tight, and he scores. Wow, what a shot there, what a play. As the Bruins dynamic duo come through again. Renie to Williams, a beautiful saucer pass back to Renie, and what a backhand there, chipping it off the far post and in on the backhand. Reminiscent of a player who wears number 87 in Pittsburgh. What a backhand shot that time, just off that far pipe and in. As a left-hand shot just off to the right of the goal that time, and Renie adds to his league-leading goal total. There is 36th of the year from Ryland Williams. Will not the score here at a goal apiece. Here's Beasley looking behind the net for Harvey. Harvey spins a pass. Looking out front. Beasley turns it to the front. That was knocked down. Now Ron. Little fake shot. Now he'll take it. And that one's swallowed up by the goaltender as Kabelka's got it in the trapper hand this time and will hang on to it. So the Bruins with a big tying goal from their big line. Williams to Renie, who we talked about, both guys red hot heading into play. And with that point each, as Ron controls off this face-off win, takes it right in tight on a jam play. That's stopped by Kabelka as well. To finish that thought, with that point each, Renie now just a single back of Yorkton's Gabriel Corshane for tops in the league scoring race, and Williams takes sole possession, at least momentarily, for fourth. He was tied with William Leonard of Yorkton as well, heading into play. Puck chipped into the corner here for Beasley. He'll hand it on for Harvey. Back to the blue line. Potter's one-timer was stymied, at least in part. Taken back here and coughed up to Onright for a shot just wide. Carter Onright's got 3 goals in his last 6 games. Heading into this one. Now it's Potter in control. He's behind his goaltender, waiting for his mates to get set up, and now he'll send a pass for Tedorenko, breaking down the right wing side. Tedorenko using his speed to attack, as that is, no question, a real strength of his game. That explosive skating stride. He's down in the corner now, working along with Holt to wedge this puck free. Get it back to the blue line. Ashby to Breeze. His wrist shot deflected wide. Taken back by Elson. He'll leave it for Breeze. Breeze to an open corner. Holt pushes it back to Ashby at the left point. His shot through traffic as Elson was looking for the rebound, and springing back onto that puck was Kabelka as he dove out to get the trapper hand on it once again. But a nice bit of pushback here by the Bruins. They were outshot, 13-3 at one point in the night. It's now 13-8. And the Bruins have had some of their nicest looks over these last couple of shifts here. Elson most recently on the follow-up of that Potter shot, getting a nice look on goal. So Asmundson now for the offensive zone face-off against McHarg this time. Draw one out, though, by Melfort. Now exploding up ahead. We got a 3-on-2, a quick shot. And that one stopped by the glove of Cam. Behind the net. Centering pass taken back by Asmundson. Getzlaff now outlets to center. Muller can't get it deep. Knocked back out to center here. Asmundson up for Getzlaff. He can't get it deep either. It's knocked down by Hunt, and Hunt will race back in up ahead. On the left wing side for a play back in behind the goal into the right side corner. Now in the middle, a quick shot by McHarg wide of the goal. Now Hunt got it down into that mid-slot area. Pass returned to the right wing side just out of the reach, and the puck steered back through center ice. Hunt knocked down. Melfort, though, in control from the defensive zone. They'll look to work up ahead. Here's McKenzie. Right-hand shot, right wing side. He'll send it in deep and head to the bench on a line change. That gives Aiden Lang a moment here. Up for Olsen. Now for Renie. Renie has the Bruins goal here in a 1-1 game. Up for Olsen. Vedras closed on him at center. And Melfort move it back now to the defense. Now up ahead. Pass looking for Vedras. Now Benner will send it in deep. Andrews back to get it. Will pick up this puck and look to move north. Head up the whole way. Andrews skating through center. Will slip it into the end boards and give chase after it against Eisner. Centering pass there. Comes back to Potter. Caleb Potter at the left side point. Feeds in the middle for Williams. Now across to the right. A quick shot on the one-timer from Andrews was blocked down in front. Taken back out here by Ziola. Ziola on the left. Gets a return pass right to the front of the goal. And he got stopped and then roughed up a little bit. Cam out to make nearly a stop. That one maybe got a piece on Englund as it hit the side of the net. Puck chipped back out to center by Harvey now as the Bruins will scramble in a full-scale line change. Down to the final 3:15 of this first period. Cam plays it back up the near side boards here. Left wing side, Beasley over the blue line with it, but offside as he did so. So with 3:06 to go in this first period, we'll get a face-off here just outside the Melfort line. Harvey in to take the face-off this time for the Bruins. Against McHarg. And they're still getting set here. And off the tie-up now, it's one back, pushed by the Bruins to Ron. Ron will fire that puck in deep, handled by Unger around the boards to the near side. Hunt up ahead for Luke McKenzie. McKenzie likes to control that puck. He'll chip it inside of the goal there. Hamilton tried to sneak one in on the short side. Now puck back to the left point here. Hunt with a shot. That one tipped wide of the goal. Unger pinches down from his right point position into the corner. Keeping the pressure on right, working against him. Bruins trying to force it out. Down to the final 2.5 minutes of this first period. Unger to the inside, now to the outside. Nifty bit of stick work there. Down for McKenzie. Behind the net now the pass. Melfort, side of the goal. McKenzie the one-timer, and that one stopped as well by Cam. Puck back to the point. Played to Unger at the right side. Unger, a little spinorama play. Feeds one across here. Simmons set the shot wide of the goal this time. And now Jansen with it. Works in with a shot blocked off. And the puck cleared back out to center ice. 2 minutes to go here in this first period. Jansen over the blue line. Drops it off here for the take by Kalen Simmons. Down low for Jansen. Jansen off the back of the net, and then a centering pass disrupted by Elson. Elson to the line, and some help from Tenorenko now will get this puck cleared to center. Tenorenko fires it in cross corner. Holt on his horse in after it, but we're going to get an icing call here as I guess Teterenko did not, in fact, gain the center red line. I actually thought he did, but he did not. And so we'll get a face-off here off the ice and call back deep in the Bruins zone. Checking in again on the YouTube live stream comments. Bruins fan 201 comments in, says, "Go Bruins, go! Finish the regular season strong." Here in a 1-1 hockey game here. Minute and a half to go in this first period. Face off one back. Ashby to Potter up the glass and back out to center. Elson working against Patterson down there. Pushes it up ahead. Holt carries on with it. A quick shot wide of the goal. Taken back here for a D-to-D play. Lang calms it. Cross to the right point. Ashby to Getzlaf, the trailer. His shot was blocked down in front. Now Ashby again with a wrist shot wide of the goal. Puck picked up down there. Getzlaf working after that puck as we hit the final minute of play in this first period. A 1-1 hockey game here. Turned out to be a heck of a first period. Getzlaf sizzles a wrist shot wide. Now Ashby keeps it down deep. Atkinson the pickup for Melfort. The hoist out to center, knocked down by Aiden Lang. 35 seconds to go here in this first period. Puck wheeled in deep by Melfort. Cam to handle. On for Lang. Up the boards here for Getzlaf. Lang backing him up, trying to help him out here. To the line, not cleared past Eisner. Shot wide of the goal. Picked up on that far side. Asmundson will strong arm it back out to center. Down to the final 10 seconds here of this first period. Mushimansky got it in deep. And a centering pass for Englund was denied by Cam. A follow-up shot stopped at the horn by Cam as well. And so at the end of the first period, just a single goal apiece and a 1-1 tie. What a start to the night here. It's been an excellent pace, very fast-paced. Melfort do hold. Bit of a decisive shot advantage, 17-9 at the end, so nearly 2-1 at the end of the first period. That being said, the Bruins got better as the period went along. Got some great chances down the stretch. Getting that puck back to the blue line, firing it through traffic, getting bodies to that net front area for those follow-up chances, and using their speed to their advantage as well. Guys like Teterenko racing down the length of the ice. Andrews on his horse racing in. So we'll see as this game goes along, but at the end of one, as mentioned, a goal apiece. At that, we are going to take a quick step aside here. And when we return, back to recap the full scoring summary from that opening period. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream. It's Wednesday Night Hockey.
Nothing says home like a freshly brewed cup of coffee and some sit-down breakfast. The Western Star in Estevan knows that. That's why they offer a complimentary breakfast buffet as well as full kitchen suites to make your stay feel a little bit more like home. Whether coffee, mocha, hot chocolate, or cappuccino, the Western Star has what you need to start the morning right. Call 306-636-9000 to book your stay today. The Western Star in Estevan. Small town hospitality, big city amenities. Hey Estevan, are you ready for unbeatable savings? At Clifton's No Frills, they pride themselves on community spirit and prices that won't be beat. Whether you're picking up fresh produce or pantry essentials, they have everything your family needs. And don't forget to join their PC Optimum Rewards program. Earn points with every purchase and save even more. Feel the friendly atmosphere and local pride every time you shop at Clifton's No Frills. Because when it comes to quality and savings, they won't be beat. Shop local and start earning today.
All right, we'll look to take Rod back for a little bit here to talk about that first period of play. At the end of one, it is a 1-1 hockey game here. The Bruins in Melfort to take on the two-time defending champs here at the Northern Lights Palace. The Melfort Mustangs, the hottest team in the SJHL over the last month. If you missed that back in the opener, 13 of their last 14 in the win column heading into this evening. So for the Bruins, with that in mind, coming into enemy territory here, not a bad first period of play, not bad at all. Like we talked about, heading in to the first period media timeout, there was a heavy shot discrepancy. I want to say it was 13-3 when Melfort scored their first goal. But what do we talk about all the time? It's not how you start, it's how you finish and how you respond when adversity hits. And for the Bruins, they've done a good job at times this season of bouncing back, of getting better as games go along. And after some excellent goaltending by Cam through the first half of the period, allowed his team to get their footing a little bit in that frame, and come back with a couple of real nice shifts of their own on their way to the tying goal in that first period. Checking in on that scoring summary, just 4:35 into the first period. Tristan Ziola with his 12th of the year from Darren Hunt and Cooper Atkinson. Ziola is one of those players, he's been on my radar personally the last couple of years. I mean, what a player this guy's been for the Mustangs over these last 2 years. I remember last year, first game of the season series, Estevan came to Melfort. I think he was one of the 3 stars, and I'm not even sure if he had a point. He was so dominant on the cycle plays, a one-man cycle. He's listed officially just 6 feet, 172 pounds, but boy, is he ever strong on his skates, and is he ever a diligent worker. I was looking just briefly at the Melfort Mustangs team awards, and I believe he was the hardest working player for the Mustangs at their team awards banquet just earlier in the week there a couple of days ago. So no secret as to why. Number 44, he's at 06, so he'll be a 20-year-old next year. Look for him to be one of those breakout players. 29 points, gets his 30th of the season on that first period goal. So 30 points through 50 games, not bad. But look for him to be one of those players. If you're tuning into the broadcast next year, look for it to be, oh, wow, top 10 scorers. This Tristan Ziola is really standing out because he's going to have that kind of breakout season. You look at, remember when we talked back in the pregame about the evolution through the junior hockey ranks, and for a guy like Rylan Williams, right? Starts out 32 points, jumps up to 42 points in just 50 games last year, and then explodes for now 67 points with his first period assist here in 52 games this season, with the 52nd not yet done. And for Ziola, you look, it could be a similar sort of trajectory. Not necessarily that he's going to be the scorer of in the ilk of Williams, but he's going to be one of those guys who's going to be top-line production next year. Would not surprise me at all. 17 points last year in 44 games. He's up to 30 points in 50 games this year. Look for him to have a monster 20-year-old season. He could be a point-a-game player in the league next year. So, obviously a big part of Melfort's team this season, centering that Mushamansky line and Noel Englot on that left wing side as well. He's one of those players that's going to be even better in a year's time. Ziola's 12th of the year from Hunt and Atkinson, the scoring play. And that was, again, using his speed, using his ferocity on the attack, picking up the puck, driving it hard to the net, and firing one just off the far side post and in. A little bit reminiscent of a move Ben Tkachuk, if you remember him, former Melfort Mustang captain back in 2023. He loved to take that puck in, right-hand shot, work in down the left wing side, and then kind of scoop it up top. This one was more along the ice from Ziola, but same sort of thing. Right-hand shot, left wing side, working to the front of the goal, and cutting across the crease to fire that one home. So Ziola's 12th of the year, made it 1-0. And that one, like I said, 4:35 into the first period. Ewan Renie, though, would answer, as he has so many times this season. And we talked for good reason about Renie and Williams as two of our players to watch heading into this game. This is always the time of the year where you look big picture as well. A lot of players on some different hot streaks, but for Renie, 7 goals in his last 8 games. For Williams, 4 straight multi-point games heading in, like we talked about, and they combine here. They've been top 5 scorers since the opening week of the SJHL regular season, and we're in the final week of the regular season now, so fitting that Renie would get back to within a single point of top spot in the league point race, and Williams would jump into sole possession, at least for the time being, like I said, of fourth, going 1 point ahead of Leonard in Yorkton. But that was just a great play by that top unit of Estevan. No secondary helper officially given, but might have to watch the tape back on that one. I'm sure the coaches will get things adjusted. Excuse me. But it was a lead feed ahead. I can't remember who it was, made the play to Williams, and then Williams carrying over the blue line as he does so well. One of the best wingers in the league at transporting the puck, right? Take that puck, using his speed, head up the whole way, looking to make a play. Made a gorgeous saucer pass to beat the one defender onto Renie, and then Renie forehand to the backhand. And again, for you young hockey players, you like to watch those explosive players. You watch a guy like Renie for his fundamentals. Forehand, backhand, he can fire that puck on either of them, and that's why he's got a league-leading 36th goal of the year in that first period, making a great play. Forehand to the backhand, takes what the defender gives him and snaps it off the far post and in. No chance for Kabelka, the goaltender, even with his big athletic frame. For Renie, that was just a pinpoint accurate shot, and again, lasered in off that far post, reminiscent of Sid the Kid himself. So great answer back there from the Bruins, and like I said as well, really closing down on the shot discrepancy as well as they moved along to the back half of that first period, from 13-3 to 17-9 at the end of the first. But what's really encouraging is seeing how they were generating some of those chances. This Melfort team, the one thing I'll say that they do maybe best of anything in their game plan is you watch the aggressiveness of their blue line. You know, they got those guys. I mentioned guys, Eisner, Atkinson, Vedras with the 6'2 frame, bigger guys, but even their smaller guys, Unger, Cox, Cox just 5'10", under 170 pounds officially listed. Cole Unger, 6 feet, 170 as well. They all move the puck, and they all play so aggressively. They're the best team in the league at pinching in to hold the blue line. You got to be so careful against this group. You need to make sure you muscle it out to center, because if you're just trying these floaters, they're going to climb the ladder. They're going to be keeping pucks in all night on you. And the other thing is, at center ice, sometimes you got to take the hit to make the play against this team because they are so aggressive standing up. Blue line, red line, defensive blue line. They're as aggressive as any team in this league. They cut down your time and space, and so definitely something to watch for here as we move along in this game. We've seen it be a factor already a little bit here through that first period. So with that, we're going to take a quick step aside. One thing I did want to mention, just the one power play in that first period. It was the Drew Mushimansky penalty, the 2-minute slashing call. That was the only penalty of that first period. Melfort did well to kill that one off. Both teams just middle of the pack, sitting 8th and 9th respectively on the penalty kill this season. But again, big kill there, as we talk about all the time, especially when it comes to special teams. It's not so much the number as the opportunity and the moment in games. Hey, that's great. You got an 80% penalty kill. You got an 89% penalty kill. You kill the penalties in the biggest moments of the season, and this would qualify certainly from a Bruins point of view, but for Melfort as well. They want to be playing their best hockey heading into the postseason. They've already punched their ticket, and they're looking to do just that. Big penalty kill there to start this game, but for the Bruins there, we'll see if the special teams does play a factor as we move along in this game. So that we are going to take another quick step aside here when we return, checking in on the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by our friends at the Western Star, and from there we'll take you right in to puck drop as well on period number 2. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream. It's a 1-1 game at the end of one.
Looking forward to warmer days ahead. Nothing says spring is coming like booking 9 holes with friends at Hidden Valley in Estevan. Hidden Valley offers seasonal passes, 10-game punch cards, and daily rates on the Hideout, along with camping and mini golf options for weekend fun the whole family can enjoy. Discover the Hideout today at HiddenValleyGolfandRV.com, where golf is fun. For over 100 years, the Rotary Club of Estevan has been a local chapter of Rotary International, a nonprofit organization that aids millions of people around the world. Rotary International's biggest mission is the eradication of polio, with more than 1.4 million members worldwide dedicated to improving their communities through service and stewardship. Visit the Rotary Club of Estevan Facebook page for more information on the club and how to get involved today.
All right, and we'll look to take her on back here now as we got just a couple of minutes time to check in on the out-of-town scoreboard. And this is actually the lone game on the Wednesday night slate here in the SJHL, I believe. Yes, it is. So what we'll do instead is we'll look at kind of heading in to the final weekend of the season with an emphasis on those teams that we really care about, right? The Bruins and their competing teams, they're Kindersley and Humboldt there. So for the Bruins, obviously in action tonight, and then after this, just the 2 games left. That's Friday in Weyburn and Saturday against Weyburn back at Affinity Place. And if you haven't yet, I would encourage you to go over to the Estevan Bruins website, estevanbruins.com, and check out the article that I did up there on Saturday's game, previewing it. We've got unbelievable action going on. We got the Grey Cup coming to town. We've got what else going on? Ticket redemption night. We got 15 and under free admission, and it's family and billet weekend as well. So it's going to be a packed barn. It's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere. It's also jersey auction night. So we'll be having the jerseys getting auctioned off. And if you want to get in on getting yourself a Bruins jersey, you can get in on the bidding action over at our website as well. That went live just yesterday in about mid to late afternoon, and you can keep bidding on that in the comments there. You can get all the instructions on our website in that article. And then we'll also have 6 jerseys, 3 each intermission of Saturday's game live auctioned off. That'll be players like Rylan Williams, Ewan Renie, Rory Elson, Carter Onwright, Cash Olson, and trying to think of who the 6th is. But yeah, so that's something to look forward to for Saturday as well. But anyways, for Kindersley, they're in action. I think I mentioned maybe in passing back in the opener, they have Battlefords for a home-and-home to close out the season. Those are their final 2 games. And for Humboldt, they're back in action in Warman on Friday, and then they play Warman on Saturday as well in a home-and-home. So a lot of excitement here down the stretch, but I'll tell you this much. For the Bruins, if they pick up 2 points tonight, it goes a long way to easing the pressure heading in to the final weekend of the season. So at that, we're getting set for puck drop on period number 2. Players have returned to the ice. And it will be the Nate Harvey line out here to start for the Bruins against the Tristan Ziola unit of the Mustangs out here to start period 2. It's a 1-1 game at the end of 1. Heading into this second period. And, oh, hold on here. We got a little bit of ice buildup on the Canadian Tire logo here on the near side boards in neutral ice. And so they're going to look to try and get that fixed up here. Before we drop the puck on period 2. So maybe what we will do is, because we have a minute, they're just going to try and get a tool there to get that fixed up. What we'll do is we will take a quick step aside, and then when we return, taking it right back into the heart of the action for puck drop on period 2. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream.
To be at their best, your Estevan Bruins have to feel their best. Dr. Trevor Erdy is the official chiropractor of the Estevan Bruins. Located at King Street Chiropractic in Estevan, Dr. Erdy operates a full-time family practice in the community. As a chiropractor, he assesses, diagnoses, and delivers hands-on chiropractic treatment to his patients. Call Dr. Trevor Erdy today to book your appointment, 306-634-2918.
And just wanted to come on quickly here. It looks like the players are heading back to the room there, I believe. They might be pulling the Zamboni out here again, so we might be throwing it right back to commercial. But again, if you're just tuning in, wondering what's going on, it looks like there's a second blip on the ice surface there. So they might just take the Zamboni back out here. I'm not sure. We'll wait and see. As they've got some ice down there, they're trying to work through a little bit of that ice buildup. It's almost like, I don't know, like a blip. I don't know how else to describe it. A little bit of a lump of frozen ice. They got the knife out there to cut that. Try and saw that ice chunk off, and then it looks like there was another one at center. And so what they've done is send the players back to the locker rooms, which suggests you got to think it might not be as quick of a fix as they would like here. Got the X-Acto knife out there. And it makes you think maybe it's not just pure ice. I'm not too sure what could have caused that. But in any case, that's why I'm not on the ice crew. And I'll tell you one thing. The ice crew, not only here but all across the league and, of course, back at Estevan, unsung heroes. Because I'll tell you what, you want to feel some pressure. Have the players coming out here lining up for period 2 puck drop. Everybody's in the crowd there, waiting to get going, and you're under the clock here to get things figured out. But the big reason they can't just play is because you'd hate to have somebody skate over that and trip up on it, especially so close to the side boards there. So in any case, what we're going to do is we're going to throw it to commercial here. It's just too bad that we don't have any interviews to play for this evening. Otherwise, we'd throw it to one of those. So instead, we'll just take a quick step aside and then be back in a little bit here to check in and hopefully take you right into puck drop on period number 2. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream. Back in a moment's time.
Nothing says hockey season like out-of-town tournaments across southern Saskatchewan. That's why the Western Star in Estevan has you covered. They offer complimentary breakfast buffet, 24-hour on-site gym, free Wi-Fi, and meeting rooms available for booking to bring the whole team together before or after the game. Learn more about what sets the Western Star apart and book your stay today at 306-636-9000. The Western Star in Estevan. Small town hospitality, big city amenities. Hey Estevan, are you ready for unbeatable savings? At Clifton's No Frills, they pride themselves on community spirit and prices that won't be beat. Whether you're picking up fresh produce or pantry essentials, they have everything your family needs. And don't forget to join their PC Optimum Rewards program. Earn points with every purchase and save even more. Feel the friendly atmosphere and local pride every time you shop at Clifton's No Frills. Because when it comes to quality and savings, they won't be beat. Shop local and start earning today. Looking forward to warmer days ahead. For over 20 years, Hidden Valley has brought spring to life with 120 full-service RV sites. Whether camping with the family or teeing off for 9 holes on the Hideout or an afternoon on the range to melt the workday stress. When hockey season ends, Hidden Valley's the place to be in Estevan. Discover the Hideout today at hiddenvalleygolfandrv.com, where golf is fun. For over 100 years, the Rotary Club of Estevan has been a staple in the community. The Rotary Club is proud to support local initiatives and projects including Stars Air Ambulance, the Estevan Music Festival, and donations to local 4-H clubs. Interested in learning more or joining Rotary? Visit the Rotary Club of Estevan Facebook page and get started meeting new people, supporting the community, and making lifelong friendships. That's Rotary Club of Estevan on Facebook.
All right, and at risk of running through all our commercials here, we'll take her back for a little bit. And you know what? We'll use this time to talk a little bit about what's going on around the team here. I know it's been such a busy time. as we get into this final week here of the regular season and things like that. So I mentioned already Saturday's game. Grey Cup coming to town. We got Power Dodge as our game day sponsor. They always have fun things planned as well. We got the Parrot Billet weekend with jersey auction and, ticket redemption night. What that means is if you have any dated season tickets or anything like that, old season tickets from earlier in the season, that you haven't used this year, you can bring those for ticket redemption night. And to add to the atmosphere there, we're also offering 15 and under free admission. So it's going to be a packed house there. Obviously, Weyburn's on the docket there. Can't ask for better than that. And it might be for the final playoff spot there on the line. So we'll see how it all cracks out here down these final 3 games. But needless to say, lots of excitement planned for that one on Saturday. One of the other things, though, I wanted to bring up as well, since we do have a little bit of time here, if you head to our website, I mentioned how the jersey auction is now live. Want to reiterate there, Ethan Andrews was the 6th name there. So it's Rory Elson, Carter Onright, Cash Olson, Ewan Renie, Rylan Williams, and Ethan Andrews will be live auctioned at the game as well on Saturday. And so those 6 players, it'll be 3 per intermission, first intermission and second, and they'll be going around. And for full bidding details on all the rest of them there, we'll have them set up in the lobby and also online in the comments there of the player you select. If you head to our website there, you click on the Jersey Auction 2026 online and live jersey auction, now live. Click on that article, and then as you scroll down, it'll say online player auction jerseys. You like Nathan Cam, you click on Cam's name there. It comes up on his page, and then it shows you where the bid is at there, and then you can kind of work up from there. So that is kind of how that all works. And then the other thing I want to mention as well, so Rory Elson back in late January was awarded as our community ambassador for the Bruins. And now that's a program, an initiative there, headed up by RBC with the SJHL. Every year, each of the 12 clubs in the SJHL picks a community ambassador that is their community ambassador. And for Rory Elson, he was a no-brainer this year as our nominee. If you haven't yet got the chance, head over to the website. You can check out that awesome collage I put together of just pictures this season alone, not even last year, just this year, of Elson out and about in the community. He's playing street hockey. He's doing outdoor karaoke at the kickoff to Christmas. He's doing school visits. He's speaking French. He's going over here. He's carving pumpkins with the seniors at Creighton Lodge as well. You name it. So he was already named and awarded as our Bruins community ambassador, but he's now in the voting process here up against the other 11 players that are their club's representatives in the running for the SJHL's community ambassador as well, which will be awarded soon at the end of the season here. In fact, I think Sunday, I should say, is the final day for voting. Yes, March 15th. Which is, Sunday. So Sunday at 11:59 p.m. is the last time you can vote. But make sure to head over to our website and click on the article there. Vote Rory Elson for SJHL Community Ambassador is the article. You can also head to the SJHL website directly, but we have that linked in our article that talks a little bit about it. Hey, this is what this community ambassador is. And so the long and short of it is each of the 12 that were their team's community ambassadors get $1,000 to donate to the school of their choice. Rory Elson opted to give his $1,000 to Hillcrest Elementary, a school he's been very involved in this year, and if he wins the SJHL Community Ambassador title as well for the whole league, he gets an additional $2,500 for his local school there. So that's what's up for grabs here. So it's the bragging rights, obviously, of being the league's community ambassador. Obviously, as a team, we want to push our guy, our captain, our heart and soul player there for this distinction, but it also directly benefits, our schools in our community as far as, getting that money out to the selected school there. So again, $2,500 additional funding to a local school on the line there. So to vote for Rory Elson, you can check that out. You can also go to our Instagram page. The link is in our bio there as well. And then while we're at it here, we're still working on fixing things up down there. So I'll mention once again, if you haven't got the chance to check out, posted some graphics there on the Bruins riding hot streaks into this final week here of play. So lots of players, whether it's you and Renie, 7 goals his last 8 games. Matthew Ron, 11 points in his last 10 games. Nathan Cam, since the start of February, he's had 5 starts. He's got a .922 save percentage over that time. So he's been absolutely on fire, of course, as he's shown through the first period here tonight. Nate Harvey, 6 points his last 5 games. Cash Olsen enters play this evening on a 4-game point-scoring streak. 4 points in his last 4 games, 9 points in his last 10 overall, as he sits just 2 back of another Cash first-year standout there, Cash Lanigan of the Yorkton Terriers for tops in the rookie scoring race, and Carter Onright, 3 goals in his last 6 games, like we mentioned in that first period. That kind of rounds out those players there on the graphics. Also posted a little road trip one, little video of the guys unpacking from the bus. So, well, we got a little bit of time here. If you want to open another tab and check us out on the social media channels and what have you, website, you can do that. But what we are going to do in the meantime here is take a little bit of a break. Looks like they're just now rolling the Zamboni back out here. So we're rolling deep on the commercials here in this game. And, yeah, we're just going to get you back to the action as soon as possible. And, again, you know, these guys, these rink workers here always do a great job, and they're doing the best they can here to go as quickly as possible. So we'll have the return to play when we return here on the Bruins YouTube live stream.
Ooh, now that was a bone-crushing hit. In hockey, big hits are just part of the game. That's why the Bruins trust Dr. Trevor Erde to get them back to feeling their best. Dr. Erde operates a full-time family practice in Estevan and has served as official chiropractor of the Bruins since 2015. Book an appointment today and get back to feeling your best with Dr. Trevor Erde in Estevan. Call 306-634-2918. Hockey season means you're on the go a lot. Different communities, different rinks. That's why the Western Star wants to help make your stay feel a little more like home. With full kitchen suites, complimentary breakfast buffet, and convention center with top-of-the-line meeting rooms to help you handle all your business needs away from the office. The Western Star in Estevan. Small-town hospitality, big city amenities. Hey Estevan, are you ready for unbeatable savings? At Clifton's No Frills, they pride themselves on community spirit and prices that won't be beat. Whether you're picking up fresh produce or pantry essentials, they have everything your family needs. And don't forget to join their PC Optimum Rewards program. Earn points with every purchase and save even more. Feel the friendly atmosphere and local pride every time you shop at Clifton's No Frills. Because when it comes to quality and savings, they won't be beat. Shop local and start earning today. Whether it's 9 holes on the Hideout or staycation camping with the family, Hidden Valley has seasonal, monthly, weekly, and daily options available. Hidden Valley has what it takes to make warm memories by the campfire that will last long through the winter cold. Discover the Hideout at Hidden Valley in Estevan. Visit HiddenValleyGolfandRV.com today, where golf is fun. Since 1923, the Rotary Club of Estevan has played a vital role in improving our community through service and stewardship. Among the Rotary's major fundraising initiatives is Lobster Fest in the spring. Nearly 800 people take part in the Rotary Club's Lobster Fest each year, making it one of Estevan's most anticipated annual events. To learn more about other Rotary initiatives, visit the Rotary Club of Estevan Facebook page. Are you tired of waking up like this? Or this?
My back! Oh, my back!
Come see Dr. Trevor Erde at King Street Chiropractic. Dr. Erde will assess, diagnose, and deliver hands-on chiropractic treatment to help you and your back feel at your best. Book your appointment with Dr. Trevor Erde today, located at King Street Chiropractic in Estevan. Nothing says home like a freshly brewed cup of coffee and some sit-down breakfast. The Western Star in Estevan knows that. That's why they offer a complimentary breakfast buffet as well as full kitchen suites to make your stay feel a little bit more like home. Whether coffee, mocha, hot chocolate, or cappuccino, the Western Star has what you need to start the morning right. Call 306-636-9000 to book your stay today. The Western Star in Estevan. Small town hospitality, big city amenities.
All right, and we'll offer just a little bit of an update here. Looks like they're just about done with the Zamboni here again. Just going over it a second time. And again, it looks like I'll maybe able to smooth things over a little bit, except on the near side boards, there's still that bit of a section that's standing up. And you know what? I almost wonder if that's the ad itself, the sticker of it, that's gotten a little bit bunched up. But in any case, they're going over the ice surface here one more time. And then there was actually one section in the middle, just off the face-off dot on one of the Mustangs logos at center, just on the near side of the center red line. Looks like a little bit of a dip there that they were checking out. And then on the far side, one of the Cantera Seeds Cup Championship stickers there as well. So, yeah, maybe a little bit of wear and tear there just on the on-ice stickers there. I'm not too sure. But in any case, we'll see if they can get things sorted out. The only thing that's a little bit tough is, like I said, it looks like on the near side here, I'm not sure if going over it with the Zamboni again has really helped it. So, in any case, we're working on through it here. And we'll be back to the action here soon. The big thing is, with the players back in the locker room, we'll see. It might take them a little bit of time to get warmed up here again. But if you're just tuning in, one period into the action here. In a 1-1 hockey game, the Bruins and the Mustangs with a goal apiece. That's one thing we can do, too, is look back at the scoring summary here again, as it's been a little bit of time now since we did back in the intermission initially. It was Tristan Ziola opening the scoring, 4:35 into the first period on his 12th of the year from Darren Hunt and Cooper Atkinson. And then that goal answered by Ewan Renie. Ziola's goal going hard to the net, right backhand, forehand. It's a right-hand shot down that left wing side to tuck it in past the goaltender there just under the pad. And then Renie's goal to answer at the 12:52 mark, coming his league-leading 36th of the year from Rylan Williams on the scoring play. That was just a nice bit of work. Williams, gorgeous saucer pass on to Renie, and he fired home the backhand off the far post and in on that one. And actually, here's another thing as well. The Bruins Yearbook Volume 2 is still available for purchase, and I actually done up a video, just ran out of time to post it even yesterday, just saying a big thanks for all the support, because we had to order in another 50 to the office there that I'm picking up on Friday, just in time for Parent and Billet weekend on Saturday when we're back there at home, because it's been an unbelievable turnout again as far as people picking up the yearbook. If you remember, we sold about 60 copies 2 weeks in to the first installment there, and on Volume 1 that came out back at the start of the season, and then for Volume 2 here that just came out a couple of weeks ago that we got it in hand there. It's been awesome. I think we're down to maybe 10 or so left from our initial 50. So it's been awesome to see that support there just continue on. I think I'd said in that video, that was part of why I was going, I don't know if I can post now. I'd said, just over a week, and then now it's been, 2 weeks now. But in any case, it's been awesome just to see that support. And one of the articles in the yearbook there, we did, various features there where I caught up with different guys, different prominent players on this Bruins team to talk about it. And the cover story there of the second edition was Renie and Williams and their chemistry this season. It's so rare. I've said this a couple of times on different broadcasts this year. It's so rare that you get where you're calling or cheering for the team that's got the league scoring leader, but it's even more rare that you got two guys who have been in the top 5 of league scoring literally wire to wire from the first week of the regular season to the last week of the regular season. Both you and Renie and Rylan Williams have been top 5 in league scoring. They have not slipped, not even a day out of the top 5 from wire to wire, and that's so rare. And so one of the things that I did for the second installment there was look at where they rank as far as the dynamic duos production-wise that the Bruins have had in recent years. This is something I'll share on here since we got a little bit of time, and I just find it extremely interesting. So one of the things I did is I look back. I've been in the SJHL, was with the Battlefords for 6 years before coming over to Estevan last season, and I've had the pleasure of calling a lot of real dynamic duos, a lot of great players over the years. And one of the things, though, that really stands out is, you talk about dynamic duos, shared points, right? So that's if one guy scores a goal or on a single goal, both guys of the tandem are picking up points. And so one of the things I did, I went through the game logs for Bruins dynamic duos going back the last 9 years that I've been in the league, or 8 years. And specifically for the Bruins. So I look back at guys from the 18-19 season till current day, and with 20 games still to go on the SJHL regular season, you and Renie and Rylan Williams had combined on 35 Bruins goals this year, which is the most of any two players combining on a single goal. So again, one guy scores a goal, the other guy gets an assist on it, or they both pick up an assist on a goal. Either way, it's both players getting a point on a single goal, and they've had 35 shared goals this year, which is the most of any Bruins tandem. And just for fun, I made a list of the top 6 there that's included on a graphic in their feature article there. You and Renie and Rylan Williams, 35 shared goals this year, where they both got a point with 20 games to go, and they added to that total again here just this evening, and they have in the last number of games. Second most, points on, shared goals by a Bruins duo in the last 8 years. Jaden Davis and Isaiah Thomas back in 2020. They had 32. Mark Rumsey and Olivier Pouliot back in 2022. Of course, the championship season. They were the ones I was really looking forward to seeing combined on a shared goal 26 times. Ilya Chmielewski and Felix Allard in 2024 combined for on 26 points there. So again, that was where I was looking originally. Chmielewski and Little, checking their game logs to see the shared points. But it ended up Chmielewski and Allard had even more. They had 26 as well, tied with Rumsey and Pouliot for the third most. Then Michael McChesney and Turner Ripplinger, if you remember those names on the 18-19 team. Of course you do if you're a longtime Bruins fan there, listener, and fan of the team. What a dynamic duo those two guys were. 19 points, and Cade Runke and Cody Davis back in 2023 combined on 18 goals as well. So lots of names there, and that's one of the things with the yearbook is if you look at the first edition, I wanted to bring in a little bit of a blast from the past, a little bit of that. It's mostly about this year's guys, players, and things on the features, but that's why in the first edition we did that 2022 feature, looking back at the championship team from that year, where I caught up with Dayton Deeks and Boston below us. Deeks was the top defenseman on that team, finished top 5 in defenseman scoring in the regular season, and led all defensemen in scoring on the postseason run to the championship there. Big Minute Muncher was awesome to share his time, and Boston below us as well, who was the playoff MVP and one of the top goaltenders in the league as well. He was the real cornerstone of that championship group. And again, we took some time. I talked to those guys so that we got their thoughts. So I did a bit of a synopsis on the season and then got their thoughts. So like in the first round, Mark Rumsey drops the gloves with Kevin Anderson. Rumsey was third in scoring in the league that year. Kevin Anderson second, right? So two of the top 3 scorers in the league dropping the gloves in a playoff series. Unbelievable. And so I got those guys' opinions, right? And I think it was Deeks had a great quote. He goes, hey, that's what big-time players do, because if you remember, that was game 2 of the series back in 2022 of that first round against Notre Dame. Estevan had lost the first game in double overtime, and then in game 2, Rumsey had 2 goals and an assist, and that fight with Anderson, and I believe the second period of play. And Deeks is a teammate of Rumsey's on the bench there, said, hey, yeah, that was big players make big plays at the big moments. So that's, part of where I got that expression as well. And that's what you like to hear, those insider things. Hey, you know what? That was a big play. His teammates took note of that. And then obviously Estevan went on to win 4 straight to sweep, or gentleman's sweep, I guess, 5 games total, that first round series with Notre Dame. But it all started, right? Big time player with a monster game, 2 goals and a helper and a scrap. To set the tone for his group in that win, where they then went off to rattle off 4 straight to take that series. So that was what we did in that first edition. Got some great photos as well included from Wanda Heron Photography, Billy Durr Photography as well. And then on this edition, what we did to get a little bit of that kind of harkening back to those former players, Bruins alumni, things of that sort. That's where I was looking back at those dynamic duels. So we got some of those names in from some of your favorite Bruins from years past over these last 8 to 9 years and things like that as well. I think it's always fun to check in, see how those players are doing. That's part of the beauty of junior hockey too. It's a lot like high school where a lot of these guys just came from, or even college, right? It's like you're doing your thing, you're in the junior hockey ranks, and then where do you go? The possibilities are really endless for these guys. You got guys going, to the States. You got guys going overseas. You got guys, thriving at these different levels of hockey following this. And that's where, again, if you were checking out our social media channels just earlier today, Owen Barrow was named a, let me see if I can find it here, second team conference all-star where he's playing there. Let me see if I can pull it up here quick, find that again. So I shared that to our story here today. And if you're listening and you are a Bruins alum or you know one, you can let them know, send us a message on our social media channels. If you win an award, if your team's doing well, if you're named a conference all-star. Yeah, Barrow was named a second team all-conference player for his work there this season with the Anna Maria College Athletics program there. In the States. So that's what we like to see. Earlier this year, it was Deeks and Alexa Babick met up together there after playing each other in a weekend series. Let's see if I can find that post here too. And the reason that was so great is because it was Babick reached out and he said, hey, here's this picture of me and Deeks, and we're over here. Our teams played each other. And, such modest guys. They didn't even mention that they had both scored in the weekend head-to-head. So I went through the box scores, though, and checked. And sure enough, let's see if I can find it here quick. Where is this thing here? But it was just awesome to see because it's one thing, they say once a Bruin, always a Bruin. That really is the case. And we want to put those wins over here on the socials whenever we can get them, remembering those players and those, fun, iconic guys that have played for us in recent years and in the past. Here it is. So this was back in early December, and it was a picture of Alexa Babick and Dayton Deeks there. They'd faced off when Trine was playing St. Norbert there in a back-to-back. Deeks had picked up an assist on St. Norbert's overtime game winner on the Friday. Then Babick bounced back with his group, scored the opening goal for Trine that next night on Saturday. So those are the fun stories there, and I know that for the fan base there, you get attached to these players. You hear about them every night, and it's nice to hear where they go on to and find success in the future. So at that, I think we are going to have to dip back into the commercials here, unfortunately. I'm not sure if we have a resolution coming that quick. But in any case, just want to get that message out here as well, that if you are a former player, a former player, feel free to reach out anytime on the socials if you're catching up or have one of those milestones that you'd like to share as well, as we always love to hear from you. So at that, we are going to take another quick step aside here. They got the water machine out here now trying to figure things out. We got some of the players have got their helmets and gloves off. They're out here checking things out, seeing if there's some progress. Bruins, it looks like, down in the hallway there, getting set to come back with the word as well when they receive it. But from the looks of things, that bump in the ice has not gone down, so we might be here for a little while longer. And now there's one on the ad in the middle of the blue line that they're tending to as well. So we'll take a quick step aside here. Hang tight. We'll get going on some second period action before too long, hopefully here in Melfort at the Northern Lights Palace. So at that, we'll be back in a moment.
Nothing says home like a freshly brewed cup of coffee and some sit-down breakfast. The Western Star in Estevan knows that. That's why they offer a complimentary breakfast buffet as well as full kitchen suites to make your stay feel a little bit more like home. Whether coffee, mocha, hot chocolate, or cappuccino, the Western Star has what you need to start the morning right. Call 306-636-9000 to book your stay today. The Western Star in Estevan. Small town hospitality, big city amenities. Looking forward to warmer days ahead. Nothing says spring is coming like booking 9 holes with friends at Hidden Valley in Estevan. Hidden Valley offers seasonal passes, 10-game punch cards, and daily rates on the Hideout, along with camping and mini golf options for weekend fun the whole family can enjoy. Discover the Hideout today at HiddenValleyGolfandRV.com, where golf is fun. For over 100 years, the Rotary Club of Estevan has been a local chapter of Rotary International, a nonprofit organization that aids millions of people around the world. Rotary International's biggest mission is the eradication of polio, with more than 1.4 million members worldwide dedicated to improving their communities through service and stewardship. Visit the Rotary Club of Estevan Facebook page for more information on the club and how to get involved today. To be at their best, your Estevan Bruins have to feel their best. Dr. Trevor Erdy is the official chiropractor of the Estevan Bruins. Located at King Street Chiropractic in Estevan, Dr. Erdy operates a full-time family practice in the community. As a chiropractor, he assesses, diagnoses, and delivers hands-on chiropractic treatment to his patients. Call Dr. Trevor Erdy today to book your appointment, 306-634-2918. Nothing says hockey season like out-of-town tournaments across southern Saskatchewan. That's why the Western Star in Estevan has you covered. They offer complimentary breakfast buffet, 24-hour on-site gym, free Wi-Fi, and meeting rooms available for booking to bring the whole team together before or after the game. Learn more about what sets the Western Star apart and book your stay today at 306-636-9000. The Western Star in Estevan. Small town hospitality, big city amenities.
All right, and we'll look to take her on back here for at least a brief period now. It looks like they're still tending to these multiple patches on the ice surface, and looks like they've got various officials got the water bottle out there with a puck at center, working on that blemish there, and then on the near side, on that Canadian Tire logo, they're spraying some water. They're trying to fix up maybe a little bit. It looks like maybe 2 of those little blips there. So, in any case, thanks for hanging out. It looks like we still got some listening in, which is awesome. I guess one thing I should have said right at the get-go, before we already burned through all the commercials a couple of times over, let's hear from you in the comments. You know, anything that you're wondering about, thoughts about, want to talk about, or goal predictions, you name it. We're just basically looking to buy a little bit more time here. You got to think it probably isn't going to be too long until, here we go. Here we go. Bruins fan 201 comments in, says, any idea what they'll do if they can't fix the ice? They're still trying to patch it all over the place. That's right, exactly. Still trying to patch it. If they can't, I would think at some point they're going to have to just say, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if they can delay till tomorrow. I don't know if that's an option. But you'd think at some point they're going to have to say, maybe we'll try it again here. But the only tough thing is, obviously this is the final week of the season. So, if this happens earlier in the year, you can always say, well, we'll do a makeup game later. But this being the final week of the season, last thing you want to do is, have to carry over after the regular season's supposed to be done, make another trip, because that's the other thing too is, you think about even if they were and this is just speculation here, but even if they did have the ice open for tomorrow, that would mean all of a sudden a hotel, an overnight stay, everything like that, which would obviously be, you'd think, last cases, that's obviously expenses you wouldn't otherwise have be accruing. But, I'm not sure. And then even if you think, well, they have to reschedule it, the 2 periods for another time, then you think, again, that's another bus, that's another trip down, right? So I think they're going to hang out here, and even if it takes a little bit longer, the big thing is the not knowing, right? So we'll wait and see here. Maybe what we'll do is check in on those scoring leaders a little bit here, as we've been doing that a little bit throughout. I know we talked about it a little bit in the opener. Maybe I wouldn't have used so much material in the opener, just kind of breezing through it if I knew that we might need a little bit more in depth here. But in any case, just as tight as the standings are, the scoring race, this is going to be a historic finish as well as far as the tightness of it. And if you remember, to even a season ago, it was a real tight scoring race down to the finish with almost eerie point totals to this year. You remember last year it was Riley Cote who won the scoring title in both goals and points. He had 39 goals and 77 points to lead all players. Second in league scoring was Jaron Denwye of Yorkton, their captain, with 75 points. And if you look at heading into this evening, and then third place was Jacob Streetsy of Humboldt with 71. David Coyle rounded out the top 4 with 70. If you look at this season, with 3 games left for most teams, Gabriel Corshade leads all players in points, 77 points. So the exact same total right now with 2 games to go for Yorkton that Cote had to end the season, or Cotai, as they were saying, for Riley there in Melfort. Of course, they had last season to lead all players. Corshane's got that exact total. And Denwye, who was second, like we said, with 75 points, had a slightly higher points per game, but lost out on the scoring title due to some missed games. Well, does that sound familiar? Renie, this year, 75 points, 2 back of the 77, slightly higher points per game, but trailing there just due to some missed time due to injury. So it's almost eerie just how similar the scoring finishes are going to be this season. Another down-the-wire finish. Jai Zawatsky in third with 69 points. We mentioned how last year third place was Streetsy with 71. Well, Zawatsky's got 2 games to get 2 more points to match that total, and then Leonard and Ryland Williams. Well, Williams now, with this point in the first period, up to sole possession of fourth with 67 points. So, again, he's 4 back with 2 games and 2 periods still to go to match the 4th place total from last year. But, again, it's always fun. Obviously, big stats guy myself. That's a big part of the job there, is having an interest in that. But fun when you get down to this time of season. You got 2-3 games for teams kind of across the board, and you see those, high flyers, those big offensive producers, Corshane, Renie, going right down to the wire for the scoring lead. And in goals, the goal scoring lead as well, Renie's added to his league leading total, 36 on the year. He should have that wrapped up, 36 goals in just 50 games and 1 period. Unbelievable season for Renie on a goal scoring front as well, especially when you consider, we'll get to his totals from a season ago and his development as well in just a minute here. But it's Renie with 36 goals now, leading all players. Second place, 4 goals back now, is Gabriel Corshane with his 32. Then it's Leonard with his 31 to round out the 30 goal scorers in the league this season. And again, if you reference it back to last season, it was 39 Cotai, 34 Keith Gruner from Flin Flon, and then 32 and 30. So scoring finishes very similar from a season ago as far as overall numbers. But again, always fun to see. Renie, like I said, should have the goal scoring title wrapped up here with a 4-goal lead with just a couple of games to go after this evening. But the point total lead still very much in doubt there. The scoring race for the overall points lead, the Art Ross of our league, if you will, still very much in doubt, because Renie, with his goal in this game, now just the 1 point back of Corshane for the overall scoring lead, which is going to be a fun race to the finish. And now they got the fire extinguisher out here, and they're trying that to knock that ice down a little bit. The only problem is it seems to be going all around the blemish there, not really knocking it down. So in any case, we'll take another little bit of a break here for commercial, and when we return, drop in the comments while we're away here what you want to hear about, talk about, think about, and when we return, we will just keep things rolling here. Keep hanging out here from the Northern Lights Palace. We still got 2 periods to play, so hopefully we get things rolling again here before too long. Just checking in on those comments again here. Bill comments in, says, any update from the referees? No, but they have been down there. Well, I guess they're off now. They were down there until just, I don't know, I think a few minutes ago, maybe. And, yeah. And, no, have not received any updates up here at least. So I'm just waiting to see on that. Jennifer comments and says, give them 2 points each and be done with it. Well, yeah, I mean, we'll see how much longer we go on here. After a certain point, it's that might be a nice option there if it was an option. Breezer11 hockey comments in, says, is that logo sticker sticking up through the ice? I don't know. I thought the same thing, but I'm not sure. It's tough to see. It might just be ice buildup, but I was kind of thinking the sticker too, especially because it seemed to be on the logos, like in the middle of all the logos seems to be the problem. Like it's the Canadian Tire one on the near side, it's the Mustangs one in the middle, one of the two at center, and then it was the Cantera Seeds Cup Championship logo and the Wendy's one at the far side, and then the Foulard Carpets one just inside the blue line. It seemed like all of them were, so I'm thinking maybe it is the wear and tear. Well, we've got 7 people down there on the ice right now looking at it, so hopefully we get an update here soon. In any case, let's keep these comments rolling here about the ice or about the league or thoughts or whatever. Let's see here. We got Razor 11 commenting in again. LOL, fire extinguisher to put the ice out. Yeah, well, I think it just goes to show, you know, trying a little bit of everything. Now we got the water pump out here again. So trying a little bit of everything. Let's go here. Orsted, I think that Sean there comments in best bus story. Oh, man. At least you're not asking me best bus driver there. Might have to give Sean a little shout out here. Let's see here. Oh, now they got the fire extinguisher going again here. We'll see. Let's see here. Best bus story. I don't know. I might have to think on that a little bit there, Sean. But one thing I will say is one of the memorable ones, or a couple of the memorable ones from just my time in junior hockey. I remember when I was back with the Battlefords in 2023, we had a player, Emmett Wurst, and I remember he brought a hammock along on a road trip on the bus and strung it up on the like in the aisleway there, on the side handrail there. So he had his hammock strung up, and I think it only lasted a couple of bus trips, and then that was kind of the end of that. But yeah, he had it strung up in there, had his hammock on the bus, and he was hanging out in it. But I think it was just the hassle of having to set it all up there, tie it on good enough, and then everything like that. So that didn't last too long. And then also the other one I remember from bus ride fun, I remember back in the Battlefords in the 1819 or 1920 season, we had a couple of real characters on that North Stars team. Again, if you remember the names, Seth Summers, Caden Bozer, as far as players from the league from about 7 or so years ago. And I remember they had brought on like an Xbox and a power cord and duct tape and an older, I guess, kind of small flat screen TV. and they had duct taped it. And then they did this for a couple of the longer road trips, the ones to Flin Flon and things of that sort. And they took the duct tape and they wrapped it around the two seats at the back there. One of the seat sections kind of near the back there, and they taped around kind of the outside frame of the TV, and then they were playing Mario Kart and things back there on, I think, the GameCube or the PlayStation, whatever they had back there. So that was awesome. That was something that was just hilarious to see. So those are a couple of the fun bus ones. But yeah, those are a couple of the things that stands out. Let's see here. Breezer11 comments in, Mustangs forfeit, 10-minute pager for wasting my time. Yeah. Yeah, we're rolling here. Let's check out here. Dennis Lang comments in here. Ice has been shaved too thin. Decals are exposed. Yeah, hey, you know what? That could be parts of the blue line circles missing. That is true. There are parts of the blue line that's missing on the near side blue line. So you know what? That probably is what it is. They're trying to build enough ice over that decal to play may be futile. That's true. I agree. But it looks like that is what they're trying to do down there. That's what the water is for there. So I thought maybe they were trying to knock it loose there, chip it loose. But, it looks like they're just trying to build up some ice for around it there. And that is what is going on down there. So, again, everybody down there is doing their best. They got 900 eyes on them here. So we'll see here. We'll see here. They got another puck out there. Just try and flatten things down a little bit. And see, the refs are back out there. So we'll see here. Bill comments in, says, thanks for the interesting commentary as we endure this delay. Well, not sure how interesting it is, but we're keeping it rolling here anyways. Might have to go back to commercial in a minute here, but in any case, we'll keep it rolling here. Let's just keep those comments going. If you have anything that is of interest there. I was looking through at some of the stat leaders, things like that, for those other awards. I guess we could run through maybe some predictions there on the league awards and things like that. Let's see here. Yeah, we're getting her figured out here. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, maybe we'll look at some of those award predictions. Guys will be in the running for those various awards and things like that. That's what we'll do to keep things rolling here and keep the focus on the hockey here as we're going. We just see a comment in here from Jag YT. What happened? Oh, it's just the ice. Just the ice. A couple of blips on the ice here that they're trying to get sorted out here. A couple of bumps kind of outstanding on a few patches throughout the ice surface. So, yeah, we'll continue to work away here on this and hopefully be back with some sort of update when we return. And if not, that's what we'll do. We'll do one more kind of round through a few commercials, and then when we return, we'll look at some league award predictions and different things like that. Predictions and some guys that'll be in the running kind of across the league for those various awards, top scorer, MVP, obviously top defenseman, goaltender, all of that stuff. So we'll do that when we return here. You're listening to the Bruins YouTube live stream.
Hey Estevan, are you ready for unbeatable savings? At Clifton's No Frills, they pride themselves on community spirit and prices that won't be beat. Whether you're picking up fresh produce or pantry essentials, they have everything your family needs. And don't forget to join their PC Optimum Rewards program. Earn points with every purchase and save even more. Feel the friendly atmosphere and local pride every time you shop at Clifton's No Frills. Because when it comes to quality and savings, they won't be beat. Shop local and start earning today. For over 100 years, the Rotary Club of Estevan has been a local chapter of Rotary International, a nonprofit organization that aids millions of people around the world. Rotary International's biggest mission is the eradication of polio, with more than 1.4 million members worldwide dedicated to improving their communities through service and stewardship. Visit the Rotary Club of Estevan Facebook page for more information on the club and how to get involved today. To be at their best, your Estevan Bruins have to feel their best. Dr. Trevor Erdy is the official chiropractor of the Estevan Bruins. Located at King Street Chiropractic in Estevan, Dr. Erdy operates a full-time family practice in the community. As a chiropractor, he assesses, diagnoses, and delivers hands-on chiropractic treatment to his patients. Call Dr. Trevor Erdy today to book your appointment, 306-634-2918. Nothing says hockey season like out-of-town tournaments across southern Saskatchewan. That's why the Western Star in Estevan has you covered. They offer complimentary breakfast buffet, 24-hour on-site gym, free Wi-Fi, and meeting rooms available for booking to bring the whole team together before or after the game. Learn more about what sets the Western Star apart and book your stay today at 306-636-9000. The Western Star in Estevan. Small town hospitality, big city amenities. Looking forward to warmer days ahead. Nothing says spring is coming like booking 9 holes with friends at Hidden Valley in Estevan. Hidden Valley offers seasonal passes, 10-game punch cards, and daily rates on the Hideout, along with camping and mini golf options for weekend fun the whole family can enjoy. Discover the Hideout today at HiddenValleyGolfandRV.com, where golf is fun. Since 1923, the Rotary Club of Estevan has played a vital role in improving our community through service and stewardship. Among the Rotary's major fundraising initiatives is Lobster Fest in the spring. Nearly 800 people take part in the Rotary Club's Lobster Fest each year, making it one of Estevan's most anticipated annual events. To learn more about other Rotary initiatives, visit the Rotary Club of Estevan Facebook page.
All right, and we'll look to take her on back here now and working our way towards the resumption of play in this game. Let's check in here. Check in on the comments here quick. Troy comments in, better hair. Coach Koser, yourself, Marty, play-by-play. Oh, come on here. Got to give it to Drew on that one. There, what can I say? Gentleman there. But, yeah, he's always got it looking good there for the game days. Great stuff there, Troy. Great to hear from you. Don comments in, says, funny Willie story from the initiation days. Danny made him be a goalie for a game. Well, I wasn't having it, so he decided hanging backwards from swinging side to side was how to get it done, and he got pulled. So there we go. So a fun story for Rylan Williams there. From the time he wasn't terrorizing the goaltenders, but he was one, and it sounds like that didn't stick for too long there. Before he was back to firing the pucks into the net there. And let's check in now on a little bit of those award previews there as far as players to watch heading into kind of the award season. And obviously, big one we talked about was the scoring title there with Renie and Corshane going down to the wire in the overall points race. And you got to think there'll be probably 2 of the 3 nominees for MVP as well. And then beyond that, we'll see things get really interesting, right? Because you got the top 5 in league scoring are all either Yorkton Terriers or Estevan Bruins with Corshane, Zawatsky, and Leonard of the Terriers, and Renie and Williams, of course, of the Bruins, like we talked about. But then from some other teams there, Eric Hoynes is up there on the brink of 60 points. Could eclipse that mark here in his final couple of games, being just 1 point shy. Mason Karkachuk as well, just a few points back, 5 points back when you look at the Hawks, and especially in the back half of the season here, it's been Hoynes and Karkachuk with Sean Shields that's really led the way for that Hawks team offensively. 3 Saskatoon boys, so keeping an eye on maybe them from Nipawin to be in the running there. What a bounce-back season for the Hawks. Another Saskatoon native there, Josh Knitting from the Battlefords North Stars. Him and Anthony Campbell are just a couple of points apart there. Could be in the running as well at season's end. And one of the really interesting ones is going to be Sask Player of the Year. Obviously for the Bruins, you look at Rylan Williams, it's going to be right up there. Kyle Sask product. And then Jai Zawatsky from the Yorkton Terriers, the Yorkton hometown boy, is going to be up there as well, as he and Williams have basically been flip-flopping in overall points all season long. Hoynes, Kadetting, like I said, both from Saskatoon. Karkachuk as well. Kale Margolis from Melville is also a Sask native there. From Canistano, I think I'm saying that right. And obviously when you talk about offensive juggernauts there for Melville, they don't have a ton of guys right at the top of the league scoring race. Margolis is their 150-point scorer, so he could certainly be up there. We saw firsthand what he brings again over the weekend. So lots of candidates on that. The defenseman of the year is going to be an interesting one. Obviously, Ethan Andrews has been up amongst the league leaders in defenseman scoring all season long. He's got 39 points in 51 games this year. That's tied for 7th in the league as far as production from the back end is concerned. You got to think he's going to be up there, at least on the short list. Kimberly BC product for defenseman of the year. Obviously, Ron's had a tremendous last month or so of the season, but he's just not going to play enough games here. Just had 35 games for the season, so even if he plays tonight and then those last 2, that'll be what, 38 games? Just not going to be enough, but otherwise he could obviously be in discussions there. And then for Bo Eisner of this Melfort team, we talked about him in the pregame. You talked about him as maybe even an MVP candidate, being the 6th seed Melfort, and him leading them in scoring while being their number 1 matchup defenseman. 43 points in 52 games this year. Boston Harkness is another one of those guys. We saw him firsthand in Melville again on the weekend. Scored the overtime winner, obviously, on Saturday. 47 points, second to just Margolis in Millionaires scoring as well. 47 points in 53 games. That's tied for the most amongst defensemen. Thomas Reese, obviously, played his AAA in Estevan, going to be up there for Defenseman of the Year as well, and maybe Sask Player of the Year as a Humboldt product. So, lots of names there that we just threw out. And then goaltender-wise, this is the one where I think it's got to be Tritt. Because you look just numbers-wise, numbers don't tell the whole story all the time, but when it comes to goaltending, they're usually a pretty good indicator, and especially when the numbers are so far in favor of one guy. Charlie Tritt leading the SJHL in goals against and save percentage this season, the 2 kind of major stats. He's got 22 wins in 33 games, and well, you might say, yeah, but Marty's on that Flin Flon Bombers team, that's a wagon. He actually had better numbers on the Humboldt Broncos, who are not a playoff team, the first 20 games of the year, or his first 20 games, I should say. He still played more games with Humboldt than he even has with Flin Flon this year. He had a .940 save percentage with the Broncos this year prior to getting traded to Flin Flon, where he's still got a very good .923. But I think he's got to be the goaltender of the year because .934 save percentage, next best in the whole league is Gage Roberts with a .921. Which is, like I said, I mean, that's a pretty considerable lead. He's kind of been atop the goaltending stat leaders, wins, goals against, and save percentage, kind of the 3 major ones all season long, despite, like I said, not even being on a playoff team for the first, his first 20 starts of the year. So I think he would be the front runner there. But other guys to round it out, Gage Roberts has played 38 games. He might beat a 40 by the end of the season there. .921 save percentage as well. He's only 19 this year too. So I mean, what a player. He'll be eligible to return next year. Obviously, he'll be one of the favorites heading into next season. You got to think if he's back with Nipawin there. And then you got a lot of guys kind of in a similar boat as far as save percentage leaders, guys who have had real nice seasons, but just maybe not played enough games to win the award or be like kind of right there in consideration. Matthias Radke for the Kindersley Clippers with a .920 save percentage. Brady Holtvoet, the Humboldt local, who of course won gold with Drew Koser, Rylan Williams, Noah Asmunsen, and Ethan Andrews at the Viking Cup. He was the one non-20-year-old on the Team Saskatchewan roster there, and he got the start in the gold medal game and led them to the championship there in overtime. And ever since then, he's just been on fire. .920 save percentage as well, but he's only played the 24 games. And Nathan Cam with a .918 save percentage, but he's only played 21 games. Matt Spencer Dahl, .917, but only 22. So, again, a lot of good names there. Caden Serpa will probably be another of the finalists because his games played 36 while having a .916 save percentage. Dylan Adams is just off that 33 games with a .913. But again, it's tough kind of when you're doing the 1A, 1B to get into that year-end awards voting. Though then again, for Nipawin, they've got, except Roberts has played almost 40 games. He's led all goaltenders, I think. No, he's third in starts this season. Only Graham Brown, though, and Callum Craig with more starts than Roberts this season. So in any case, that's just kind of a little look in some of the stat leaders, some of the guys to consider. But yeah, those big major awards. Oh, and then Rookie of the Year we'll look at quickly here. And a couple of real standout rookie goaltenders. Serpa is a rookie goaltender in the league this year with a .916 save percentage. Got to think he'll be up there in Rookie of the Year voting. But for the Bruins, Cash Olsen has been the rookie standout as far as point production this season. And virtually from October until February, he's led all rookies in scoring. It was him and Rowan Burgess early in the year. Olsen got a little separation. Then it was Olsen and Cash Lanigan of Yorkton. Right now, Lanigan has a 2-point lead on Olsen for the rookie scoring lead. 47 points to Olsen's 45 in the same number of games played. But Lanigan does have the edge in goals. So, again, it'll be right down to the wire finish. And I would love to see the voting at year end to see where it all comes down. Burgess himself has 39 points in 53 games. Finlay Klippenstein leads all rookies in goals with 24 on the season. But I think for the Battlefords, they got Klippenstein, Williams, and Geisen kind of 4, 5, 6 in rookie scoring. But I think Serpa would be their guy if he is, in fact, rookie eligible, which he looks to be on the league website there. I think he's got to be probably the goaltender, except he's an 05, so I'm not sure if they count 20-year-olds in the Rookie of the Year voting there. So in any case, he's marked as a rookie on the league site. So if he is eligible, you got to think he'll probably be up there. Maybe even Kaysen Kabelka from Melfort here. He's played 32 games. He's been their starting goaltender this year as an 18-year-old rookie. .914 save percentage on the season as well for Kabelka. So anyways, just some kind of names to keep in mind here as we get down to these final few days of the regular season and things of that sort. And we'll take a quick step aside here, and I'll see if there is any kind of update. Looks like a little bit of movement. Players are heading back to the room here now, so I'm not sure. Officials are down there at the penalty box. I'm not sure if they're maybe saying they've got a resolution or if they're saying get ready to come back out. So we'll get some clarity on that, hopefully, and then we'll return for hopefully puck drop on period 2. It looks like they're getting a call up here in the booth as we speak. So hopefully an update when we return. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream.
To be at their best, your Estevan Bruins have to feel their best. Dr. Trevor Erdy is the official chiropractor of the Estevan Bruins. Located at King Street Chiropractic in Estevan, Dr. Erdy operates a full-time family practice in the community. As a chiropractor, he assesses, diagnoses, and delivers hands-on chiropractic treatment to his patients. Call Dr. Trevor Erdy today to book your appointment, 306-634-2918.
All right, and we got some good news here, a big update, and it is good news. 4 minutes, and we'll be right back to her here. So the players have got the go-ahead. They've returned to the ice, and they'll take a few warm-up laps here before returning to play here. So looking down there, it looks like that blip kind of still there, but should be good to go. Maybe they've worn it down a little bit. And so, yes, 4 minutes. 4 minutes now. The warning, the players getting a little bit of time here to warm up and get set for the resumption of play. So again, if you're just tuning in, wondering what's going on, it was just a matter of a couple of blips on the ice there. Had to get fixed up. But we've got it going now and getting set for period number 2. So we'll go a little bit late into the night here. But the good news is we are going to be coming back into the action. A couple of things I did want to mention as well. Highway 39 rivalry matchup I was reminded of. Sheldon sent me a message on that one as a reminder, and I'm glad he did. Going down to the wire in that one. I haven't checked in on it since the last game of the season series, so maybe we'll do that quickly here. And I believe it's still up for grabs with the police chiefs going back and forth from Estevan and Weyburn as well, heading in to the final weekend there. And the loser of the season series at the end of this weekend is going to have to wear the other team's jersey, I believe, is the bet. So definitely something, a little bit of fun between the communities to look forward to there. Another thing that's going right down to the wire as far as bragging rights between the Bruins and Red Wings. And as we talked about, for the Bruins, hey, bragging rights are great, but they might need a couple of big points there this weekend to solidify their playoff positioning. So check in quickly here on the comments again. Bill comments in, is the Zamboni driver getting overtime for his work? Not sure there, Bill, but he probably should be. What a night for him. And Sean comments in, says, what's your favorite highlight goal of this season? Boy, that's another great question there. Boy, I might have to think on that one. Favorite highlight goal from the season. There's been some unbelievable goals. I was looking through a couple of the highlights that I clipped from earlier in the year. A couple that come to mind. Renie's goal actually against Melfort. No, you know what the goal of the year for me is so far that comes to mind was against Weyburn this season in Weyburn. And it was Rylan Williams going to the sideboards in a puck battle against two and then a third Weyburn defender. And he somehow won the battle, lifted the stick, got the puck back, chipped it down to Renie, picked it up at the side of the goal, then he fed it out front to Cash Olsen. And that was early on in the year. I want to say that was one of Olsen's 2 goals on his night. He scored his first 2 goals in the SJHL. One was set up by Beasley, and I think that was the other one. Was the one set up there. Renie from the great play by Williams right out front using his vision to hit Olsen, and he fired it past the outstretched goaltender. That was a great play, and definitely one that comes to mind here. Great question there, Sean. Appreciate it. Author Jay Wright comments in, says, okay, here we go. Play hard, boys. That's right. Well, both sides have had a little bit of time, as an understatement, to relax, regroup, and get set. Now they've had 4 minutes of warm-up. So we'll collect the pucks and get set for the resumption of play. 20 minutes on the board. If you can believe it, we're only a period in to the night's action. We'll take a quick step aside here, and when we return, taking you right back into the action on the Bruins YouTube live stream.
Nothing says hockey season like out-of-town tournaments across southern Saskatchewan. That's why the Western Star in Estevan has you covered. They offer complimentary breakfast buffet, 24-hour on-site gym, free Wi-Fi, and meeting rooms available for booking to bring the whole team together before or after the game. Learn more about what sets the Western Star apart and book your stay today at 306-636-9000. The Western Star in Estevan. Small town hospitality, big city amenities.
All right, and the pucks are cleaned up here, except for the one that we're going to use. Yes, we're getting set for the resumption of play here. So period 2 getting set to get underway, and as we drop the puck, we are underway. Bruins control off the face-off, and Harvey over the blue line works in with a quick wrist shot, and he stung it just wide of the goal that time off the end glass and over the glass into the meshing out of play. So it's 9:30 local time here now. Trying to remember what it was when we started the stoppage, but it was going for quite a while. Bruins win the faceoff back here, and Ron will get it down low, slip it down the boards for Harvey. Harvey on a centering pass that deflected off a skate right on goal. Kabelka sharp to make the save. Now it's taken back here by the Mustangs. Worked up ahead. Hunt to center. He'll send it in deep. Cam to handle. Throws it around the boards now. To the line, not cleared. It's kept alive for a shot into the corner. Now a follow-up thrown on goal off the outside of the net. It's a 1-1 game to start period 2 here. Puck taken back by Rogers and dropped back for Englot. Shot wide of the goal. Put it off the end glass. Taken back here and behind the goal by Potter now. Potter trying to strong arm that one up the boards. It's taken back here by the Mustangs, at least momentarily, until it's knocked away. And to the line now, out to center by Beasley. Beasley got it on right to the red line, but unable to get it in deep there against the stand-up at the blue line by Eisner. Now Rogers a shot, and that one deflected high of the goal. Puck taken over by Ewan Renie now. Minute 20 into this second period. Still a 1-1 hockey game here. Puck chipped in deep. Picked up here by Hamilton. Laid up ahead for McHarg over the blue line. On the attack. Kick free for Renie. Renie turns back with it. In control now. Pass up ahead. Net guard fell off somebody down there. In neutral ice. It's taken back here now and strode out to center by Atkinson. On for McKenzie and chipped in deep to the side of the goal. Atkinson free for McHarg. McHarg working against Lang down there. Does well to keep him to the outside. Puck taken back here by Atkinson now. Forces the turnover. Gets it behind the goal. The carry here by McKenzie for a quick turnaround shot kicked out by Nathan Cam. Puck down low. Renie up ahead for Olson. Off the boards now to Lang. Lang off the bounce pass reception. Will send it in deep for the stop up by Kabelka, who gets it on there for Hunt. Mustangs fight it out to center. Over the blue line on the attack now. Simmons lost his footing down in the corner. Simmons pops back up though, and now taken hard to the boards by Noah Asmundson. Muller off the glass back out to center, forcing Cole Unger of the Mustangs to go back and chase. 3 minutes into the second period here. Unger, a nifty spinorama play. Pass up ahead for Jansen down the left wing side. Jansen driving wide. Tyson Jansen got it to the front of the goal, and the chance there was smothered by Cam. Tyson Jansen, the forward from Martinsville, Saskatchewan, the AP call-up for the Mustangs in this game, not to be confused by Tyson Jansen, former defenseman for the Yorkton Terriers from a few years ago. So Ron will tie up his skate there. Must have come loose in a battle, and will get set for a face-off to the left of Nathan Cam. Draw one back to the right point here. Played across D to D. Cox with a shot from distance, blocked down in front. Teterenko outlets now for Elson. Elson through center. Over the blue line. Cox now. Rode his man off down there. Puck taken back by Eisner. Eisner, lead feed, intercepted by Teterenko. Teterenko with a shot to the front, blocked off the skate of Eisner down there. Eisner in the corner. Round the boards, Mushimansky ridden off on the play. A quick shot towards the front. May have been tipped by Teterenko. Out to Elson for a shot. Englot got his stick in the lane that time for the Mustangs, and Ziola picks up control. 1-1 hockey game here. Ziola the goal scorer for the Mustangs. Renie the goal scorer for the Bruins. Puck controlled here by Potter. He'll skate his way through center, so smooth with that puck on a string. Here's Potter stopping up with it, slipping a pass in behind the net. Now down low, it's picked up here by the Mustangs. Worked out through center. Englot kicks it up to his stick and will send it in on goal. Cam knocked it to the corner. Lang now back for Andrews. And he'll settle it down a little bit here. About 4.5 minutes into this second period. Still a 1-1 hockey game on right over the blue line offside this time. So ice seems to be doing fine here. As we'll get set for the resumption of play, it's going to be Renie with Williams and Olsen back over the boards here. Out here against Binner at center on this checking unit of the Mustangs. With Shepard out of the lineup tonight. Puck controlled here. Olsen back to Jaron Ashby. His wrist shot, and that one deflected over the end glass into that meshing out of play. So 4:44 now in to the action. In this second period, still a tie hockey game. Shots though 19-10 for Melfort. Bruins looking to change that. Lost that puck up high in the offensive zone, and Rogers will swing it in deep. Picked up down there by Binner. Binner driving behind the net with it. Caleb Binner with a centering pass. And Lincoln Rogers took a swipe at that one, just couldn't connect cleanly. Williams back to help out defensively, got it across to Breeze. Now up ahead for Cash Olsen in open space. Room to roam, he'll cut in. Defended well by Cox, who will send a breakaway on for Englot. He's in alone, right on Cam, and he just fired it wide. Puck taken back here by Mushamansky. Mushamansky gets it across here to Eisner, a turnaround wrister stop. Eisner now trying to work towards the front of the goal again. He got stopped this time against the end boards. Bruins top line still out there getting late in the shift, as that's going to lead to a penalty call here, and it's going to be a cross-checking penalty this time against Ewan Renie. And so Renie will sit for 2 this time on the cross-check, and for the first time tonight, Melfort will go to the power play. Bruins are 0 for 1. Mustangs with their first look of the night. And they'll start it off with a face-off win. Unger at the left point. Feeding cross seam. Now back out in front for the goal. And it's going to be Binner, who will make it 2-1, just 7 seconds into the power play here. A big strike for Melfort to give them the 2-1 lead here, reestablish the lead at 2-1. And for Binner, that goal, his 11th of the season. A big one for his team. Melfort on the power play this season clicking just under 16%. That's 9th in the league, but a big strike there. As we talked about, special teams are when you score the big goal. And for the Mustangs, they've got one here. So a 2-1 Melfort lead. Bruins, though, will look for a prompt response. Puck handled here on right. Down for Potter. Potter, stick handling in tight quarters. Nice work by Potter as he'll send it in deep after evading the pressure. Puck to the blue line and back out to center. A foot race situation. Potter going to race after it, get it up ahead here, chop to neutral ice, and then fired back in by McHarg deep. Stopped up by Cam down low, 6.5 to go in this second period. Puck up ahead, Beasley will deflect it in deep. Puck controlled here by Eisner. He'll stop up and start again with it. Now turning and twisting in behind his goaltender. Being watched here. Not quite 7 minutes into this second period. Gets it across for Cox. Now up ahead. Carried in. Quick shot chance. Was stopped on the mid by Ziola. Puck to the line and not quite cleared to center. It skipped off the stanch of the boards. Back here for Breeze. Round to Ashby on the D-to-D. Now up ahead. Getzlaff out to center. Off the sideboards. The wall ball feed. But it's taken back here. Eaten up again by Ziola. Sprinting into the net front area. Ziola. Couple of whacks at that one. Was stopped by Cam as he looked to turn the corner. And got a couple of looks at that one. Just thrown off balance by Breeze as he went in there to the net front. Managed to grab his own rebound, but Cam was there with the answer. So at 12:37 to go in this second period now, fast approaching the midway mark of this second period. Face off deep in the Bruins zone to the right of Cam. Draw scrambled for. Swung around the boards. Jansen looking right out front, and Cam tracked across to ensure no open side of the net there for Simmons. Kalen Simmons found himself alone in front for just a moment, but couldn't outwait the goaltender. Puck taken back here as Elson nearly threw Vedras into the Melfort bench there. Puck taken back by Atkinson. He's being chased by Elson now. Back behind his goaltender. Stopping up with it now. Red Vedras, the Anaheim, Saskatchewan product. One of the coldest rinks in the province. Up ahead here for Simmons and in deep. Simmons giving chase. Off his own shoot-in. Relay to the point, intercepted here by Elson, and it's played back out to center. Puck taken back in by the Mustangs, though, quickly here. In for a quick chance. Poke check by Cam, and the follow-up stopped as well as Jansen was looking around for that follow-up chance. Connor Wasak got the original look on goal. Jansen the follow-up, and again Cam there with all the answers. 26-10 are the shots for Melfort here. So the Bruins getting set for this defensive zone face-off. Will look to get on their horse here offensively if they can manage it. Still a 2-1 game here. Mustangs in the lead by the slimmest of margins. Patterson wins it back. Benner's shot blocked down in front. Potter takes this puck. Will wrap it around the boards. Back for Matthew Ron. Ron up the wall there for Williams. Puck was bouncing around on him. Williams up ahead now for Renie. Back to Ron and in deep around the horseshoe of the boards. Kabelka out to stop it. Up the boards now for Patterson. Patterson couldn't get cleanly past Olsen, who cut him off. On the wall, now Renie. Couple of stick handles to Olsen for the one-timer. What a grade A look in front. What a save by Kabelka. What a pass by Renie to Olsen, who got good wood on that shot as well. Kabelka was quick. Crossed the crease that time to make the save. Now, Melfort back in the offensive. Mushamanski has got it back now. Round the outside, lost his footing. Puck poked by Williams to center. And he got tied up with, as that's going to be an interference call here for Mushamanski, who will sit down for 2 here. Interference the call as he had to haul down Williams with number 17 looking to get away potentially for a breakaway chance. And so Bruins will go back to the power dodge power play here. Harvey in to take the draw against Ziola this time. Off the tie-up. They control here. It's Beasley. Beasley will drop it down the boards for Cash Olsen. Olsen back up top to Potter. To the left point, Lang. Around the horn now for Harvey. Harvey ducking out of the way of that check from Hunt. Gets it back to the point. Lang for Beasley. In with a quick wrist shot blocked down in front. Puck kept alive by Potter. Fed to the sideboards there, but eaten up and thrown down the length of the ice by Cole Unger. Puck picked up down low now by Lang. Lang up ahead for Potter in flight. His lead feed intending for Renie. Just out of his reach, kept alive down there by Lang. On the boards, Beasley, and down low now for Harvey. Harvey up the boards. Trying to go back to Lang at the blue line. This one read, intercepted, and promptly cleared by Nolan Patterson. Back on the reconvene now for the Bruins is Lang. Minute gone, minute to go in this power play advantage. Bruins have changed up the units. The top unit is on now. Williams with a lead feed. Just missed Renie that time, but Renie got it. Now for Asmundsson and back up top for Ron. Ron down for Asmundsson. Asmundsson to the right point. Andrews will settle it. Now he'll look in for Renie at the goal line. Back up top to Matthew Ron and across to Andrews. Down low for Williams. Nice movement here on this power play. Back for Andrews, but he juggled it back out to center, forcing a regroup here as Patterson breaks in on a shorthanded rush chance. That was thwarted by Andrews, and now Williams, net guard, fell off there as he flew in. A quick shot stop. Rebound grabbed here by Asmundsson. Asmundsson back up top to Ron. His wrist shot off a leg in front as Danton Cox kicked out the pad on that one, the defender. Puck off the boards, back up ahead. Ron, got to be careful there. That net guard nearly got caught up in his skates. Puck down low now. Dropped off by Simmons down there. Puck picked up by Ron. Off the sideboards to Renie. Renie stopping up with it. Passes one across now to Andrews and back up to center ice. Wasak gets it in deep. Jansen giving chase after it. Puck taken back here by Luke McKenzie. Got it as far as the side of the goal, and then Elson takes it back. 12 minutes gone, 8 to go in this second period. A 2-1 Melfort lead. Bruins with just the 11 shots on the night as Holt, boy, buries Unger from behind here, and that's going to be a penalty call as the gloves are off here, and Holt's throwing them over the top there on Hunt. And boy, what an overhand right by Holt. And then another one as well to bring his man down to the ice. Boy, what a bout of the fisticuffs there from Chase Holt. As he started throwing him over the top there on Hunt, but at the same time for Hunt, he answered the bell. He didn't like the check, and Bruins are going to be shorthanded from that check. Into the numbers on Unger. And so they'll get things cleaned up here. And we'll see. They'll get it all sorted out down there at the penalty box. Timekeeper's box down there. So Elson's down there as well as Danton Cox. Get the message there from the officials. And we'll wait and see. No penalties up on the board yet. But there was an initial penalty on the check. The arm went up. And then there was the scrap. So we'll see. And it looks like Eisner and Elson, the two down there, getting the messages. Cox is also over there for Melfort. So we'll see how this all shakes down. Oh, and how about that? It's going to be 5-on-5, so it must be that Hunt was given the aggressor, or instigator, I should say. Oh, I see. So fighting, unsportsmanlike, and fighting. Oh, I see. Cross-checking and fighting and unsportsmanlike and fighting. There we go. Appreciate that. So I got the full breakdown there. So one for Holt, it would be for the cross-check and unsportsmanlike. And then unsportsmanlike and all that. So It's going to be 5-on-5 as a result, so for the Bruins, they'll definitely take that. And for Holt, a big part of his game is bringing that energy, getting in there, being a physical presence. So we'll see if it gets a little bit of juice here going in the offensive legs of the Bruins here. As the faceoff's won by Melfort this time. Chip back out to center. Englot will race in. Left-hand shot, right wing side. He'll stop up with it and snap a wrister from the outside. Glove down by Cam. 7:35 to go in this second period. Still a 2-1 hockey game. So we'll get a face-off here now as a result. At the side of the Bruins goal, the first shot was stopped by Cam. The follow-up swept aside. Puck taken back here by Potter. Moved up ahead here as far as the blue line, but not cleared this time. Teterenko going to work against Englot, trying to work that puck free, and he will with Getzlaf pitch it out to center. Rogers and Getzlaf come together with a heavy collision there in neutral ice. Puck up ahead here. Elson sent it up ahead. Englot, the interception, though, will dump it back out to center. Breeze knocks it down. We'll play it to an open wing there for Getzlaf. Getzlaf on for Teterenko. Now back for Breeze in the middle of the ice. Breeze will fire it in deep of the offensive zone. 6:45 to go in this second period. A 2-1 Melfort lead. Englot back over the line, but offside over the attacking blue line this time. So we'll get another whistle and another stoppage here. And we'll get a face-off with 6:39 to go in this second period. A 2-1 Mustangs lead here. Off the face-off, it's Renie against Binner. So this top line of the Bruins against the checking unit of the Mustangs here. The puck worked free for Williams to center ice along with Ashby on his left. Ashby now looking back for Williams. Taken back by Renie. Left-hand shot, left wing corner. Behind the net now looking for Olsen. Just out of his reach. It's taken back here by the Mustangs and worked through center ice. On the attack now, Binner dropped it off. Nolan Patterson's shot just whistled wide of the goal that time. Taken back here at the right point. Working in. Now a pass out in front. And the shot by McKenzie may have been partially blocked off the boot of Owen Breeze, who dropped down to a knee to get in front of that one. And now Renie leads the attack back in for Estevan. Dropped for Olsen. Swarmed on the near side boards. Taken back here now by Atkinson, who will outlet for Melfort. On to Hamilton and in deep. 5:40 to go in this second period. Puck chopped at here by Simmons. Side of the goal now back out in front. Simmons just whiffed on the shot as Cam was tracking him across. Now Unger, the defenseman for the Mustangs, with a shot off the crossbar and in. Wow, what a shot that time by Cole Unger as he picked up that puck as a right-hand shot in the middle of the ice from his point position. Worked around to the right side of the ice and right from the top of that right circle, snapped it back against the green. Almost put that one chip and paint off the crossbar. That was a tremendous wrist shot. Bar and in to make it 3-1 Melfort with 5:26 to go in this second period. So now a 3-1 game here. Bruins with their work cut out for them with 5:20 to go in the second. Puck wrapped around the boards deep. Getzlaf back to the near side for Beasley. Puck dropped back though instead. So just second of the year for Unger, but that's only because of his missed time. He is dangerous, using those skating legs as we've talked about throughout this game. Puck handled down low by Ziola. Ziola to the outside, drops it off at that right point position. Worked in by Atkinson. Side of the goal here. He's now in behind. The centering pass that was knocked away Out of the reach of Eisner for a moment. Now Atkinson back with it. On for Ziola. He's tripped up. And it's going to be Getzlaff to go on the tripping call. And so for the Bruins, a pivotal penalty kill to come here. Trailing 3-1 in this hockey game and outshot 29-11. They're going to be shorthanded here, and it's going to be Melfort back to the power play. They do have a power play goal in this game. So for the Apex Distribution penalty kill of the Bruins, this is a huge moment here, a huge kill to come. Unger's second from Kalen Simmons, the scoring play most recently to make it a 3-1 game. Melfort set up here on the man advantage. Work it back to the left point. Now across to the right. Cross in the middle now. Cox to the near side. The one-timer stopped by Cam on the one-timer. Fired on by Unger. Now it's played back to the right point here. Played to the side of the goal. Now back up top here by Nolan Patterson. He'll hand across top of the circle. Now back to the blue line position. It's Cox. Cox drops it off to Unger. Unger back for Cox. On the near side boards, back to Unger. Across now for a quick shot on the wrister by McKenzie. And that one trapped in the glove hand of Cam for a whistle and stoppage in play. 3:50 to go in this second period. So with 3:50 to go in the second, a minute 18 of that power play time for Melfort. We'll get another face-off here in the Bruins zone. Renie against Ziola on the draw. It's one back controlled by Dan Cox. Across top of the circle, gets the return. Cox to the near side. The one-timer by Eisner, fought off by the glove hand of Cam. Now back to Cox, up top at the point once again. Melfort working this one around the outside. Here's Eisner. Near side, top of the left circle is a right-hand shot. Down for Ziola, who had a chance out front. Now it's back now to the blue line. Kick for Cox. Tread to the near side, kept alive on the tightrope by Eisner. Gets the return here from Ziola for the quick shot. A pad save by Cam. And now Williams back the other way. He's got Renie with him. Back for Renie, side of the goal, kicked it towards the front of the net, but that one is grabbed and held by the goaltender, Kabelka. So with 3:04 to go in the second period, 32 seconds of that power play time for Melfort. We'll get a face-off deep in the Mustang zone. Tedarenko, the right-hander, in to take it against Ziola, a fellow righty. Tedarenko wins this one back clean to Ron, who will drop it back out to center ice for Caleb Potter. Potter up ahead, looking for Tedarenko. Puck taken back here and worked in by the Mustangs. Ziola out of the right side corner is a right-hand shot, back to the point. Now to the left side point, Eisner. Cross to the right side boards. Mushimansky got it down low. Now it's back up top. Now Mushimansky with it again. Got it down, looking for Englot. It was steered away from him and chipped off the boards. Down ice, Getzlaff out of the box. Couldn't get a chip past Kabelka there, as would have had an empty net. And I'll tell you, he's felt some frustrations down there at the bench. No question about it. As the offense has been tough to come by as of late, but puck's taken on here by Simmons. Simmons in control, moves it back to the right point for a shot wide of the net. Mustangs all in control here, even off the end of that power play. Back at even strength here, still working that puck around. This is what you talk about, momentum off a power play. Ron giving it to Lincoln Rogers down there. Puck out of the scrum. Move free, Tedarenko off the side glass and out to center ice. Down to the final minute and a half of this second period. Melfort back on the attack again. Binner out of the corner now. We'll drop it on the cycle play for Rogers. Rogers working against Harvey down there. Breeze takes the puck free to Ron. Round the boards and back out through center ice down the distance for an icing call. Bruins still stuck on 11 shots for the night. 30-11 the shots in favor of Melfort, who lead 3-1 and have been dominant in their time on attack here as we've gone along in this second period. So it's Harvey now on a defensive zone face-off against Patterson. Bruins need something here to try and garner a bit of momentum here before the second intermission. Face-off one back, though, again by the Mustangs for a shot put wide, just wide by Binner. Binner's got it again, and he makes good. And that'll make it 4-1. And in a virtually must-win game here for the Bruins, with 1:02 to go in this second period, boy, 4-1, the Mustangs make it. Binner off the one face-off, snapped a shot just wide, but he stuck with it and was left all alone in front of the goal to snap home the rebound. No chance for the goaltender. Binner with nobody home in the crease front, upstairs under the bar to make it 4-1. As we're into the final minute now of this second period, Englot will wrap it around the boards deep. Ashby up the wall. Sealed off, though. Here's Iola. Takes it back right out front for Cox again. Right in the middle of the slot there. He just put it high of the net. Bruins fight it out to center here. Renie dropped it back to Ashby. Up ahead to Breeze. His rocket shot was handled by Kabelka, who will reel in the rebound as well with a half minute to go in this second period. So a 4-1 Mustangs lead here. Let's catch you up on the scoring details. Most recent goal by Binner, his second of the game and 12th of the season to make it a 4-1 Melfort lead here. A shot off of one face-off by Estevan. Now Elson down low, trying to garner something positive for his team in the final 20 seconds to Getzlaf. His shot wide of the net. Take it back here, Andrews to Tedorenko for Elson. Kicked it into the slot area, but it's steered back down the length of the ice. Andrews is going to win the race back to get it. And so icing is assessed with 7.3 seconds to go in period two. And so the Bruins will look to draw something up here on this face-off. Tedorenko in to take it with Elson and Getzlaf. Primed and ready, offensive zone draw. Tedorenko won it up ahead. Tedorenko to the front of the goal. Swept it off the side of the net. Then the net was knocked off its moorings. And now some pushing and shoving here. And if you're the Bruins, you got to be careful, as you need 3 goals to tie already heading into the third period. You can't risk taking a penalty here, especially the way Melfort has been on the power play tonight. Just the one power play goal officially, but all kinds of momentum garnered from their man advantage unit tonight. So with 0.9 to go on the time clock here, we got a final face-off to end the period. To the right of Kabelka, Getzlaf looking for a shot right off it, and the horn will sound at that. So at the end of the first period, it was a 1-1 game. However, at the end of 2 periods, it's the Mustangs who have come out to a 4-1 lead here on home ice. The alarming number, even more so though for the Bruins, the shots, 33-13 through 40 minutes. And the Bruins are the team that's fighting for their playoff lives. So at that, we are going to take a quick step aside here. And when we return, back to recap the full scoring summary from that middle period and the game as a whole to this point. Good news for the Bruins is we've seen the third period be their best period oftentimes this year. They will need that to be the case tonight. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream. Back in a moment's time.
Hey Estevan, are you ready for unbeatable savings? At Clifton's No Frills, they pride themselves on community spirit and prices that won't be beat. Whether you're picking up fresh produce or pantry essentials, they have everything your family needs. And don't forget to join their PC Optimum Rewards program. Earn points with every purchase and save even more. Feel the friendly atmosphere and local pride every time you shop at Clifton's No Frills. Because when it comes to quality and savings, they won't be beat. Shop local and start earning today. Looking forward to warmer days ahead. For over 20 years, Hidden Valley has brought spring to life with 120 full-service RV sites. Whether camping with the family or teeing off for 9 holes on the Hideout or an afternoon on the range to melt the workday stress. When hockey season ends, Hidden Valley's the place to be in Estevan. Discover the Hideout today at HiddenValleyGolfandRV.com, where golf is fun. For over 100 years, the Rotary Club of Estevan has been a local chapter of Rotary International, a nonprofit organization that aids millions of people around the world. Rotary International's biggest mission is the eradication of polio, with more than 1.4 million members worldwide dedicated to improving their communities through service and stewardship. Visit the Rotary Club of Estevan Facebook page for more information on the club and how to get involved today.
All right, and we'll look to take it on back here now. It's a 4-1 Melfort lead at the end of 2, and for the Bruins, like we talked about, they're going to need a big third period here. We talked back in the opener, but it really is. I mean, it's dire time in the season. You can look and you can say, well, you know, hey, the Bruins, hey, they got a couple, they got that game in hand. I'll tell you what, it's going to come down to the final weekend. 2 points, if they can't come back in this third period, 2 points are going to separate them and Kindersley, both with 2 games left. And boy, oh boy, that is a right tight to the wire finish. We talked about it back in the opener for the Bruins. Because they have a 2-point lead heading into this evening, if they won 2 out of their final 3 games, that would guarantee that they're in the playoffs with that 8th and final spot, because that would be 4 points added to the 53. That would be 59. That would be out of reach of Kindersley, who with 2 more would have 56. However, if they're not able to come back in this third period, Kindersley can very much still tie and jump ahead if the Bruins can't find success then this weekend against Weber in at least one, if not both of their games, right? So what you're doing is you're heading into the final weekend of the season, both teams with 2 games, and boy, oh boy. The good news for the Bruins is they do hold the tiebreaker, but boy, they're sure not making it very easy on themselves here down the stretch. That said, still considerable time to go in this game. Still a big third period to go. And again, if you're in that locker room, the messaging you know from the coaching staff is positive, and it has to be. There's no use looking and going, oh boy, outshot 33-13. Oh, we're getting killed tonight. Oh boy, that's not doing you any good. You got to look at it and say, boys, we had a pretty nice first period, very back and forth. Second period, nice start, but the ice got absolutely tilted as we went along. But we got a chance here in the third period. Let's make things interesting. Let's fire some shots on the board, because I'll tell you what, we talked about when we had that 40-minute extended intermission there. We talked about Kabelka as one of the standouts, right? One of the best rookie goaltenders in the league this year. .914 save percentage heading in. He's 6'2". He's as athletic as they come. And you're just not testing him enough. 13 shots. Like, he's playing the game in a rocking chair there. He's taking it easy. So you got to get more pucks and more traffic to that net front area, and more time on attack as well for the Bruins here in this third period if they hope to come back in this game, which, again, is not going to be easy, right? You can't sugarcoat it. This is the 2-time defending champs for a reason. They won 13 of the last 14 for a reason. It's because of their relentless play. So let's dive into the scoring summary through 40. It was Tristan Ziola making it 1-0 Mustangs, 4:35 into the first period. Ziola's 12th of the year. Again, real nice season for him. Darren Hunt and Cooper Atkinson, a couple of defenders with the assists on that goal to make it 1-0. You and Renie, though, would answer with that dynamic duo coming through. Williams, beautiful saucer feed to Renie. Gorgeous backhand off the far post and in to make it 1-1 at the 12:52 mark. For Renie, extending his league lead in goal total to 36, which, like we talked about, 4-goal lead. Heading into the final 2 games, he should have the goal title all wrapped up. The Rocket Richard for the SJHL on this season. But, yeah, great to see him continuing. He had 7 goals in his last 8 games heading in and gets another one here to make it 1-1 after 1. And then in the second, obviously, we had that prolonged delay. But, again, that's not an excuse in any way because both teams had to go through it, right? It was unexpected. Both teams went through it. And it's like different things, right? It's like, when they had the bubble for the playoffs and things like that in the pros, right? And people would say, should there be an asterisk? There was no fans in the stands. If both teams are going through the same adversity, then there's no asterisk and there's no excuse because both teams are going through it. And for the Bruins, I actually thought coming out for the second, once we got it started, they didn't have a bad start to the second. The problem was, as it went along, Melfort just continued to slant the ice. And look at that. Yeah, the shots in the second period, 16-4 in the period were the shots. 16-4. Like, that's just not good enough, especially this time of year, fighting for your playoff lives. So for the Bruins, they're looking for a whole lot more. 4 shots in a 20-minute period. Melfort scored 3 goals in the period. So Caleb Binner with his 11th of the season on the power play from Luke McKenzie and Cole Unger would make it 2-1 Melfort, 4:49 into the second. Then Cole Unger with his 2nd of the season from Kalen Simmons. And again, hey, look at Nathan Cam. He's given him a chance tonight. He's already made 29 saves. Many of them real nice stops. That Unger shot, as a for instance, one of those goals against, bar down. What are you going to do? I mean, two of the 3 goals in that period were off the crossbar and in, perfectly placed shots. The other one was Binner from point-blank range as well. So, again, I mean, your goaltender's doing everything he can to keep you right there in the game. Unger's shot, bar down, probably the leading candidate to this point, or one of them, along with Renie's goal, which is a real nice backhand off the far post and in. But got to be a candidate for the Hidden Valley highlight of the night for Unger. Right-hand shot, D-man, picks it up in the middle of the ice, and he uses that foot speed, right? Carries it, top of the right circle, snaps it back against the grain with the goaltender moving right to left. He shoots it left to right, off the crossbar and in, almost all in one motion, chipping off some paint off the crossbar. That thing was a heater for Unger's 2nd of the season in this. Like I said, he missed some time, just his 27th game of the season. And then Caleb Binner with his 2nd of the period, 2nd of the night, 12th of the season from Lincoln Rogers and Nolan Patterson. And again, remember, it was a 1 face-off by Melfort, shot wide by Binner, and then somehow, out of the confusion, Binner's the only guy in the whole net front area within 2 stick lengths, gets a pass out front, and fires it top shelf on Cam. I mean, again, like, tough. You're leaving your goaltender out there to bail you out on a point-blank chance again, and Benner's going to make good on that. He's a good 2-way player. Checking is his main objective. Obviously, he's a checking forward. He's fast, he's abrasive, he's physical, but he has that offensive upside as well where he can chip in when he gets his opportunities, as evidenced by 2nd goal of the night, 12th of the season, on a nice season for him. And again, in the absence of Austin Shepard, who, if you caught the pregame article that was out prior to seeing Melfort's lineup tonight before that was published there on the socials. Talked about Austin Shepard being the matchup centerman against that top line of the Bruins, as we've seen all season series. He's out of lineup. Binner's in. And guess what? He scores 2 goals tonight. So a monster night from that checking line again from the Mustangs. And that's what's got him ahead by a 4-1 count. So like I said, for the Bruins, you got to stay positive. You got to come out here and you got to start using your speed again, right? You got to start firing pucks again, like we saw in that first period, if they hope to get back in this game, and we'll see what they can manage in this 3rd period. So at that, we are going to take a quick step aside, and when we return, we'll probably just take you right back into the heart of the action for puck drop on period 3. It's a massive 3rd period, and for the Bruins, I mean, you're pushing for the last playoff spot. You need to give it your all here in this 3rd period and get some chances here to make it interesting down the stretch if you hope to keep playing past the weekend. So at that, we are going to take a quick step aside here. You're listening to the Bruins YouTube live stream.
To be at their best, your Estevan Bruins have to feel their best. Dr. Trevor Erdy is the official chiropractor of the Estevan Bruins. Located at King Street Chiropractic in Estevan, Dr. Erdy operates a full-time family practice in the community. As a chiropractor, he assesses, diagnoses, and delivers hands-on chiropractic treatment to his patients. Call Dr. Trevor Erdy today to book your appointment, 306-634-2918. Hockey season means you're on the go a lot. Different communities, different rinks. That's why the Western Star wants to help make your stay feel a little more like home. With full kitchen suites, complimentary breakfast buffet, and convention center with top-of-the-line meeting rooms to help you handle all your business needs away from the office. The Western Star in Estevan. Small-town hospitality, big city amenities. Hey Estevan, are you ready for unbeatable savings? At Clifton's No Frills, they pride themselves on community spirit and prices that won't be beat. Whether you're picking up fresh produce or pantry essentials, they have everything your family needs. And don't forget to join their PC Optimum Rewards program. Earn points with every purchase and save even more. Feel the friendly atmosphere and local pride every time you shop at Clifton's No Frills. Because when it comes to quality and savings, they won't be beat. Shop local and start earning today.
All right, and we can look to take her on back here for a little bit now. Let's see here, get this window open here. So this is usually the part of the program we'd look at the out-of-town scoreboard once again. Again, just no other games going on the Wednesday night tonight. We already looked ahead to the weekend, so maybe let's do a quick look in on the NHL scores from today. And it looks like just the one NHL game on tonight as well. Earlier in the day, the Philadelphia Flyers beating the Washington Capitals 4-1 in Philadelphia. Let's check in here. Let's look here. Looking at last night in the SJHL, we got three scores we could run through quickly. I know we talked about the standings a bit already, but the Kindersley Clippers did beat Humboldt last night, which actually did do the Bruins a favor because Humboldt, remember, was 1 point up on Kindersley. So they'd actually be just 1 point back of the Bruins if it weren't for Kindersley winning that game in regulation 3-1 last night. In Weyburn last night, the Weyburn Red Wings beat the Melville Millionaires 5-3 in a Bungie Division rivalry game, and in a UPL rivalry night last night, the Flin Flon Bombers with a 5-1 victory over the Nipawin Hawks. So as the players return to the ice here now, getting set for a big third period still to come. Bruins going to come out here looking to be motivated here for a big third period, no doubt about it. We'll see what they have in store. We'll see what they can muster in this big third period. And we'll also see who's out here to start to set the tone, set the pace for the team here. Looks like it will be the Harvey line out here to start. Harvey with Beasley and Onright. Started the first period as well. We'll be out here to start the third. Potter and Ron, the defense tandem. And of course, Nathan Cam between the pipes. He stopped 29 already tonight. 4-1 Melfort lead into this third period. As the faceoffs won back by the Mustangs and controlled. Chipped to the blue line, but not cleared. Bruins kept it in for a moment. Unger, round to Eisner. Up ahead, Mushamansky got it on to Ziola, written off on the play by Beasley. Mushamansky now. Poke checked on the play by Harvey, who will race in after it. Here comes Nate Harvey. Drop, though, to Unger. Melfort Lead a pass ahead, intercepted by Harvey, but then he bobbled the puck back out to center. Has to go back and retrieve it, and then a heavy check in neutral ice down there. As, oh boy, Harvey may have gotten away with one there. Gave a two-hander across the laces to the Melfort forward who had bumped into him. So, in any case, we'll continue on here. No arm goes up, so we'll keep going. It's to center ice here. Melfort will chip it in deep. Giving chase after it is Lang up the boards. That one's intercepted, and the shot wide of the goal. Picked up here by Williams. Williams. Pass ahead for Olsen on this left side boards. Olsen to Renie over the blue line. Renie drop to Olsen. Olsen into time and space right out in front. Just lost the handle on his deke in tight. How about that as the C's opened up there for Olsen, and he just lost the handle. Trying to tuck that one around the outstretched pad of Kabelka. Minute and a half or nearly so into this third period. Bruins will send out the Asmundsson line with Getzlaff and Muller here. In on the face-off this time. Against the McHarg line, but in on this face-off is Luke McKenzie here, the right-hander. Face-off to the left of Kabelka in the Mustang zone. Draw one, controlled here by Melfort. Puck played around, McHarg on the near side. Up for McKenzie. Carried on now, out to center ice here by Cox. He'll wrap it around the boards deep. Ron out to deflect that one back out to center. Now McKenzie back with it. Tried to work in on goal there off a turnover. Nice recovery by the Bruins, and it's played through center ice. Asmundsson to Getzlaff on the left. His shot wide of the goal. Puck picked up by Eisner. Eisner chips it back out to center. Melfort quickly through neutral ice now. McKenzie will send it in deep. Cam out to handle. Puck taken back by McHarg. McHarg back to the blue line and chased out to center with it is Atkinson. Melfort, though, keep control and will send it back in deep again. Potter being swarmed on the play down there by Simmons this time. Kalen Simmons forces the Bruins to throw it cross ice here. Estevan through center now. Teterenko pulls up with this puck. Drops here to Ashby, the one-timer deflected high of the goal. Puck taken back by Kabelka there at the side of the net, or so I thought. It's back to Breeze. Now to Ashby, his wrist shot, and Kabelka took a quick glance over his shoulder that time, but he's got it in front of him, and he'll hang on to it. Not quite 3 minutes now, 2:48 into this third period. Still a 4-1 Melfort lead, but the Bruins getting a couple of nice looks on this most recent shift to set up an offensive zone face-off. Ewan Renie in against Caleb Binner to the right of the goaltender Kabelka. In on this face-off. Puck drop, Melfort control. Working this puck up ahead. Lincoln Rogers near side wall, centering pass. Back out to center, now taken back by Renie. Right wing side, chips it in deep. Gives chase after it, does Renie down there. Puck taken over here by Melfort, though, moved up quickly. Out of the reach of Rogers this time. Worked back by Ashby, up the middle for Renie. Renie sends it in deep and will give chase after it. Cox up the left wing side there, got it on to Nolan Patterson. Patterson cuts to the inside with it, stick handling in motion. Tries to drop that pass back out in front. Intercepted here, and Jaron Ashby will control for the Bruins. 3.5 minutes into this third period. Cash Olsen settles it down here and will work up ahead for the Bruins through neutral ice on the attack. Couldn't get past Englot cleanly, and now it's Ziola back the other way. Sending it in deep. Andrews back to get it. Lost this puck, though, on a nifty stick lift from Mushamansky, who appeared to have taken a whack on the hands there, but no arm goes up. On right back in on the attack. Can't get a shot away. Now we'll turn a shot. That was blocked down in front. Elson back to the front of the goal but that's grabbed and held by Kabelka. So second shot of the period for the Bruins here. 4:08 in to this final frame. And it looks like Melfort's going to make some personnel changes here. Bruins going to stand pat. Tatarenko with Onright and Elson. Still fresh in their shift. Offensive zone draw. It's one back, though, and controlled by Vedras. His lead feed missed his intended target, but went right down on goal. So Cam just shrugged it aside there, moved it to the sideboards. Puck taken back here by the Bruins now. In the defensive zone, Lang is under pressure here from Hamilton. Forces the turnover on for McKenzie. He lost it then to Onright. Onright can't chip it past Atkinson of the Mustangs. Atkinson back in, drops to McHarg. Looking out front. That one intercepted by Andrews, and he'll send back out the other way. Pass up ahead for Onright. He missed it, or he could have been in. 2-on-1 here. Chance off the corner boards, throws it back to the near side, and it's back out to center. Here comes McKenzie in for the Mustangs, trying to work in one-on-one against Ron. Puck taken back here by the Bruins now, and through center ice, it's Harvey. Left wing side, cutting to the middle. Nate Harvey with a quick wrist shot, stopped by Kabelka. Puck chip back out to center, and Harvey coming back to get it. Harvey round the boards now, looking for Ron. It hopped his stick. Ron trying to chip it back out to center. And does so. Vedras, though, takes it over there. And will move a pass back up ahead for Wasuk at center. Melfort back in control here. Move it up ahead. A lead feed for Keelan Simmons. His shot, and he scores. What a shot there by Keelan Simmons, the Prince Albert product. Wow. Another one. Up the crossbar and in right off the intersection of post and crossbar on a far side laser beam for Keelan Simmons, just 18 years old this season. What a shot there, so showing his offensive chops. Second point of the night for Keelan Simmons, just his second goal in the SJHL here. Second goal of the season. It did not look like it. That was as much of a snipe as you could possibly get. Fires it far side off the post and crossbar intersection, as I mentioned. Second goal in his 41st game. But a goal scorer's goal nonetheless. And here comes Patterson now on the break. And he got hooked up. We'll see. Looks like it's going to be a 2-minute minor. And it's going to be a hooking call going against Jaron Ashby here. So 5-1 Melfort lead, and it's the Mustangs going back to the power play here. And so for the Bruins, it goes without saying, but we'll say it anyways. Huge apex distribution penalty kill coming up here. If they are to come back tonight. Not quite 6.5 minutes into the third period, down now by 4 goals. You can't let it become 5. Here's Eisner at the right point, down into the corner. Englot will settle it. Back for Mushimansky. Down low now. Englot back for Mushimansky, and back up top for Cox. Now to Eisner on the far side. Mushimansky, his shot, and that one tipped by Ziola in front. Stopped by Cam. And fired off the boards, and boy, that one hit Ziola up high. And he is down, feeling the effects on that one, and boy, that is a scary moment there as Ziola, or, oh, sorry, that's not Ziola, that's Mushimansky, I think, down there. And I'm not sure where that hit him, if it was in the chest or the face or the neck area. I'm really not sure. But it was somewhere up high. And he is still down on the ice there, and that's just one of those obviously inadvertent plays. It's just a clear off the side glass. He's trying to knock it down and just took that one up high, somewhere up high. And he is still down. He's getting some medical attention down there from the Melfort trainer. And boy, I mean, he is still down there. He's not moving a lot right now. But it looks like he's up on his knees here now. And we'll see here. And everybody's quiet here in the rink right now. As he's going to get up here. And he is going to get up, but he is going to slowly make his way off the ice there, but he is keeled over. He's feeling that. And definitely some scary moments there, as just one of those plays you see it 1,000 times over the course of a season. Just puck off the glass, and he's trying to knock it down, and he's going to go to the dressing room for some attention there. Didn't look to be bleeding, though, so maybe off the chest. I'm not too sure, but in any case, obviously wishing him the best, and you know, hopefully he's back on the bench here soon. Try and keep an eye out there in case we notice him back out there as we move along in this third period. So, in any case, back into the action here now. Bruins will fire this puck down the distance. Picked up here by Danton Cox. He'll skate his way through center and stop up over the attacking blue line. Puck swung around to the near side boards. Ron will rifle this one down the distance. Giving chase after it is on right. Applying pressure. Ziola's got this puck. Here comes Tristan Ziola. He's got a goal tonight. The opening tally in this game. Now over the blue line, McKenzie. McKenzie with a shot to the far blocker, stopped by Cam. Puck moved up ahead here, steered to center, and then battle won by Melfort, carried back in by the Mustangs. Centering pass to nobody in particular. Now a chance, lead feed for Beasley. He's in, and he'll chip it down into the corner boards. Taken back here by McKenzie. McKenzie will wade his way through center. Tosses puck in cross corner and picked up on the near side, chipped out through neutral ice. Elson's going to give chase after this one on Binner. Puck controlled here by Melfort. Patterson dropped it off here to Binner. Binner around the boards. Vedras will skate with it. Trying to make his way to center, being hounded by Ryland Williams, who's on now for a shift penalty killing. Williams has got it off the side boards and down a final clear as Ashby's out of the box. So a big kill for the Bruins. We'll see if they can garner some positive momentum off it. Vedras through center. On the attack with a shot stopped by Cam. Picked up by Patterson, back up top. D to D it's played. Binner working in. He's got 2 goals already tonight. Snapped this one wide of the goal. Picked up on that left side boards, or now the left side boards, Olsen. Olsen sends into the corner, giving chase after it against Atkinson, down for Renie. Below the icing line, lost this one. Cole Unger in control. Can't get the clear to center. Ron, a quick shot, deflected wide into the corner boards. Puck up the near side glass and in to Estevan ice. It'll roll. We're fast approaching the midway mark of this third period. A 5-1 Mustangs lead here. Bruins through center ice, though, possess the puck now. Getzlaff chips it in deep. Kabelka out to handle. He'll wire it up the boards. Kalen Simmons has a recent goal for the Mustangs. Dropped this one off for the carry here by the defenseman in behind the net. Mustangs just going to settle things down here, eat some clock. That's Atkinson down there. He'll send a pass up ahead. And now it's fired in deep by the Mustangs. As Owasa got it sent in there. It's taken back out by Breeze now through center. Breeze over the blue line on the attack. Trying to test the defense. It's turned back the other way, though, as we're into the final 10 minutes, back half of this third period. Puck controlled by Muller here. His pass hit Asmundson in the skate. He'll chop it in deep and give chase after it. Muller now. Lost this one to Ziola. Ziola through center. Up ahead for Rogers. Can't get past Ashby. Quick shot from the outside was stopped and held by Cam. So just past the midway mark of this third period, 9:33 to go. We'll take a media timeout here. Mustangs leading 5-1, leading the shot counter 40-16. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream.
Looking forward to warmer days ahead. For over 20 years, Hidden Valley has brought spring to life with 120 full-service RV sites. Whether camping with the family or teeing off for 9 holes on the Hideout or an afternoon on the range to melt the workday stress. When hockey season ends, Hidden Valley's the place to be in Estevan. Discover the Hideout today at HiddenValleyGolfandRV.com, where golf is fun.
All right, and we'll get set for the resumption of play here. .933 to go in this third period. And a face-off deep in the Bruins zone here. Draw one back to Vedras, a quick one-timer from his right point position, flagged down in the glove of Cam. Ziola in against Harvey here, and puck was not dropped. Now it will be. Harvey won it back. Andrews in control. Will float out through center. Beasley giving chase after this puck. Wrapped around the boards here. Taken over by Melfort, only to be lost there to Harvey. Harvey through his skates. On for on right. Pass up ahead to Beasley. Beasley at center ice. Will hoist it in deep on the backhand. On right giving chase down there. And Harvey in there scrapping for that puck as well. Side of the goal. Puck taken back here by Ziola. Knocked into by Onright. Puck around the boards. Beasley throws it back out to center. And it's a chance here for Rogers back the other way. He'll drop one behind his back right up top. And Bruins just chopped this one out to center. Carried on now by Teterenko through his skates. Backhander on goal was stopped by Kabelka. Taken back here by Ron from his right point position to Teterenko. Back to the left point, Potter. Potter with a shot wide of the goal. Picked up by Ron. Ron run out of real estate here. Carried back out through center. Awasa gets it in deep, giving chase in on Potter. Applying the pressure. Potter turns on the afterburners. Jets his way through center to Getzlaff on the left side. His shot from the blue line stop. Puck taken back here by Eisner. Up the boards. And to the line. Now out to center. Simmons got it on for Jansen. And in deep. Jansen down low. Wrapped up on the play by Ron. Puck work free here. Teterenko. Nearly lost that one. It comes free now for Elson. Elson skips it back out to center. 7.5 to go in this third period. Still a 5-1 game here. Melfort on the attack again. Here comes Eisner. In behind the net that time. Ridden off by Ashby, but picking up the puck here. Now again for a quick chance. Eisner behind the net again with it. This guy's a machine here again tonight. He's got it to the outside. Ridden off by Breeze this time. Bruins to the line again. Just not cleared, though. That's been the story of the night. as Benner will send it in behind the net again. Now Breeze with it. Up ahead, lost it at the defensive blue line, though. Rogers back out in front. Now Olsen with it. He's got it. He'll stop up with it to center ice. And lost onto a Melfort stick there as Unger sweeps it to the corner. Puck up ahead, and it's Melfort back out to center ice. 6.5 minutes to go in this third period. Patterson, 1-on-3. Lost this one to Aiden Lang, stepping up on him. Lang sends it in deep and will give chase. Cox settles it down. He'll drop to Unger. Unger in control. Pass up ahead to McKenzie. McKenzie off the glass to center. And puck bobbles around a little bit. 6:09 to go now in this third period. Andrews through center over the blue line. He'll send it in deep on a shoot-in. Kabelka will wind it around the corner of the boards and back out to center for the play in deep by Melfort. In control now. Andrews up ahead to Beasley, to Asmundson, and back for Beasley into the corner boards. Asmundson will give chase. Puck back to the blue line. Potter settles it down. Shot blocked on its way to the net. Here comes Beasley out of the corner boards now. Behind the net for Asmundson. Asmundson shielding that puck. He's got a pair of Mustangs on him. To the near side boards now. Control by Muller. His shot blocked off though again, and it's Melfort back out to center ice. 5:20 to go in this third period. Bruins just unable to infiltrate anything in the middle of the ice in the offensive zone here. Puck carried by Harvey. He'll try up the gut. Drop pass to Onright. And now into the corner boards. It's taken back though by the Mustangs and kept alive for a moment by Ashby. Now it's out to center ice. Here's Jansen on the right wing side for Benner. Back for Jansen. Chance at the side of the goal. Then he threw it behind the goaltender. Another turnover at the blue line by the Bruins. Shot on, deflected on goal, and covered by Cam. As it has been a tough night as we've gone along here. I mean, there's no other way to put it. This has been a tough game for the Bruins. Outshot worse than 2-1, 41-18. 5-1 on the big board, and Melfort just keep coming. They have been dominant as this game's gone along here. Ziola on the faceoff here against Teterenko. Bruins win the faceoff. Got to move it quick here. Puck off the side, glass back out to center. Knocked down though by Melfort and controlled again. Eisner up ahead for Ziola. Ziola to Englot over the blue line. Here comes Englot. Stood up by a couple of Bruins as Cam will grab that puck and hang on for a whistle and stoppage in play. So that'll set up a face-off here deep in the Bruins zone. 4:19 to go in this third period. So it'll be Benner on the face-off this time. Bruins don't have a centerman out there. So they'll get that going here. And off the face-off, the control here. Cox right in with a shot stopped by Cam. Now it's Eisner. Off the half board, centering pass. Comes free, Renie to Olsen. Up for Renie, exploding in. Renie leaned on though, can't get the shot against Benner. Up ahead for Rogers. In the middle now, it's chipped back out to center for Patterson. Patterson carries it, drops it back in his defensive zone now. Mustangs play pitch and catch with it through center ice now. Patterson will chip it in right on goal. Cam took a peek behind him and it's in. Went through him. And then McHarg gets the finishing touch. Jack McHarg will make it 6-1 Mustangs here. But I'll tell you, tough to fault Cam on anything tonight here when he has been the one who's been keeping it a game here for much of the night. So a 6-1 game now, and McHarg on the board. With 3:40 to go in this third period here. Bruins in control from the defensive zone. Looking up ahead. Elson at center. Chips it up for Asmundson. Asmundson works in with a shot wide of the goal. Puck back out to center off the carom. Picked up by Matthew Ron. 3:20 to go in this third period. Ron. Right up the middle here. Taken back by Melfort and sent back in to the Estevan zone. Puck around the boards. Elson with it now. He'll lead a feed on for Beasley. Cuts to the inside. Tries to beat the defender again. Nothing doing. Taken back by McKenzie, and he'll send it in deep. Jaron Ashby back to get it. He'll lead the Bruins up ahead, but again, just unable to make that tape-to-tape pass off the follow-up pass, and boy, it's right back in. Here comes Vedras for the Mustangs on the attack. Stopped there by Breeze. He'll throw it up the boards here for Getzlaff. Battling with Ziola. Got the puck free for Ashby. Up ahead here on the right wing side. Muller down that right wing board. Slipped one check. Got it in for Ashby. A shot stopped by Kabelka. Down to the final 2:15 of this third period. Puck into the middle here. Ashby's shot blocked off by Ziola. And he'll take control here. Loop it back in his own zone. Here comes Tristan Ziola through center ice over the attacking blue line. He'll pull up with it. Drop a pass. Intercepted by Breeze. Breeze to the center red. Up ahead for Renie. Renie drops it off to Getzlaff. Couldn't get the shot away there. Just fanned on it as he went to release. Puck taken back here by Lang. Lang now through center. Lang carries over the blue line. Hands off for Olsen. Into the middle. But just a swarm of Mustangs there to take this puck back. McHarg got it across. Now up ahead for Lincoln Rogers. Rogers to center. His pass up ahead. Knocked down by Renie. Cross. Now a lead feed will go for an icing call. No, it won't. They're going to let it keep rolling here, and why not? Minute 20 to go in this third period of a 6-1 game. It's Atkinson through center on the left wing side, cutting to the middle now. Rogers handed it off. A quick shot off the outside of the net by Englot. Puck taken back here by the Bruins and worked in Tedorenko as we hit the final minute of play. Tedorenko's shot fought off by Kabelka. Down low, Elson into the corner. Return pass for him, out of his reach. Taken back here, 50 seconds to go in this third period tonight. Puck handled, McHarg dropped it off behind the net. Little spinorama there by Unger. Lost it as he was knocked over by Onright. Centering pass. And just chopped towards the net. Taken back here by the Mustangs. 30 seconds to go in this third period. Over the blue line now. A chance at the side of the goal, just missed by the Mustangs. 20 seconds now left on the clock. Vedras will go back to get this one, and we're in to the final 15. Vedras will skate with it to center. Tedorenko carries back in. He'll spin with it. Send a pass. Looking for Breeze there. That pass was bouncing a bit, and so we'll have the horn. And at the end of the night, a tough one for the Bruins. No other way to slice it. Boy, credit where it's due to the Mustangs. They came out and dominated tonight. 43-20 the shots. Not even close. 6-1 the score. Not even close. So, big thanks to everybody who stuck around throughout the broadcast here this evening. The Bruins have now lost 3 straight, and they'll look to snap that skid if they hope to get into the playoffs. It's going to come down to the final weekend of the regular season here. I'll tell you this, they'll need more than 20 shots against Weyburn. At that, we are going to take a quick step aside. But before we do that, I just wanted to say, I know some people log off of things. I wanted to say a big thanks again to everybody who tuned in this evening, in particular with the delay we had, that extended delay in the second period. I'll tell you what, the comments had made it fun to stick around and have some time to chat on some various topics. wanted to also let you know with the Parent Billet weekend coming up at the end of the year, this is my final season here with the Bruins. So if you want to stop by and say hello, I'll be around on the weekend there and everything like that. And, we'll obviously go through more at the end of the season, whether that's regular season, or hopefully playoffs still. But in any case, just want to say it's been a real pleasure to bring you the calls all season in these last 2 years with the Bruins. So a lot of memories made and hopefully a few more this season before it's all said and done. So with that, we're going to take a quick step aside here. And when we return, back to wrap up the night's action. 6-1 Melfort on this night. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to the Eagle Sky Estevan Bruins YouTube live stream.
To be at their best, your Estevan Bruins have to feel their best. Dr. Trevor Erdy is the official chiropractor of the Estevan Bruins. Located at King Street Chiropractic in Estevan, Dr. Erdy operates a full-time family practice in the community. As a chiropractor, he assesses, diagnoses, and delivers hands-on chiropractic treatment to his patients. Call Dr. Trevor Erdy today to book your appointment, 306-634-2918. Nothing says hockey season like out-of-town tournaments across southern Saskatchewan. That's why the Western Star in Estevan has you covered. They offer complimentary breakfast buffet, 24-hour on-site gym, free Wi-Fi, and meeting rooms available for booking to bring the whole team together before or after the game. Learn more about what sets the Western Star apart and book your stay today at 306-636-9000. The Western Star in Estevan. Small town hospitality, big city amenities.
Oh, come on here. All right. There we go. We'll just look to take Ron back here now. Can't get that thing to play again here for some reason. So all good. In any case, we'll look to wrap things up here tonight with the post-game show now. And to start it off, let's start by first running through the full scoring recap. It was a 6-1 final for the Mustangs on this night. And it was the Mustangs opening the scoring. Tristan Ziola with his 12th of the year from Darren Hunt and Cooper Atkinson. That made it 1-0, 4:35 into the first period. Then it was Ewan Renie scoring the tying goal on his league-leading 36th of the season from Rylan Williams. That was a great play. Williams, saucer pass to Renie, pulls to the backhand off the far post and in. Gorgeous play. Goal scorer's goal. Renie showing why he's leading the league in goals this season. A beautiful play for his 36th at the 12:52 mark. Made it a 1-1 game at the end of the first. Then in the second period, Caleb Binner with his first of a couple strikes in the frame. A power play goal for his 11th of the year from Luke McKenzie and Cole Unger. Then Cole Unger with a goal of his own from Kalen Simmons would make it a 3-1 game. Caleb Binner would make it 4-1 inside the final 2 minutes with his second of the period, second of the game. Again, just left all alone in front. Lincoln Rogers and Nolan Patterson, the assists on that one. Then in the third period, just a perfectly placed shot by Kalen Simmons, much like the Unger one that was bar down. This one crossbar and post intersection and down from Bo Eisner. And then Jack McCarg on a bit of a wild one that squeaked its way through the goaltender's pads and was put home by McHarg for his 6th of the year. But like I said, listen, is that last goal a bad one by Cam? Absolutely. Listen, but by then the game's out of reach and he stops 37 on the night. I know he lets in 6 tonight, but his team only got 20 shots tonight. You know, he stops 37, giving him a chance to win as much as he can. As Melfort led the shots in all 3 periods. The big one, though, that second period, 16-4, the shots. I mean, Bruins didn't hit double-digit shots in a single period tonight. 9, 4, and 7 in 20-minute periods for the 60 minutes of the game. Just really a tough night and a disappointing night. You know, at the end of the day, not to get too down here, I don't mean to rag on the team, but, you know, for this Bruins team, they're not going to make the playoffs if they play like this. They got 2 games left. They need at least 1 win. And, you know, because, you know, Kindersley's probably going to win at least one of their games against Battleford. So, yeah, it comes down to the final, you know, weekend of the season. And as soon as we're off here, it's, again, looking at the positive. No use dwelling on things, but you just got to say what it is here. And this was just a real tough night for this group. So they'll look to regroup here. They got a big day Thursday, and then it's right back into it. 2 more games. Do you want to make the playoffs, or are you going to make the playoffs? That's the question. And, and we'll see what happens. But, huge couple of games against Weyburn now to decide it. From there, let's go into the post-game awards, starting with your 3 stars of the broadcast, brought to you by Local Buzz Liquor. 3rd star tonight is going to be Ewan Renie. He's the lone Bruins representative on the 3 stars tonight. Renie's, like I said, 36th of the year, adds to his league-leading total. What a night again for him. Again, made it a 1-1 game in that first period. Had some nice jump tonight as well. And now just 1 point back of the league lead in overall points. He's your 3rd star tonight. 2nd star is going to be Cole Unger. He was all over it tonight, skating. Again, he just returned to the lineup, I think, in the last game before this one for Melfort after a long-term injury. What a player. What a skater, right? It's his skating that sets him apart. And then his poise with the puck, a goal and an assist. He's your 2nd star tonight. And then your 1st star is going to be Caleb Benner. I don't think there's any question. Scored 2 goals tonight, both in that second period. It was a 1-1 game when he scored his first. Then he also scored the 4-1 goal to really break things open with about a minute to go in that second period as well. So 2-goal night, checking line center against the big line of the Bruins, holding them to just the 1 goal on the night. And Benner bringing his usual physicality as well, in addition to the 2 goals and that matchup capacity there, taking home your 1st star of the night honors. And then from there, we'll go into the Clifton Snow Frills save of the game. Boy, take your pick. There were several saves that Cam made, especially early in the game, right, to keep his team right there when it was a tie game, or else within 1 throughout that first period as well. I think he had a big save on, who was it, Ziola there at the side of the goal. So we'll give it to that one, the Clifton Snow Frills save of the game. The Dr. Trevor Erdy crunch of the game. Thought about it. That'll be the Holt one for that big check down there that he then dropped the gloves for. That was a big check. So Chase Holt taking home the crunch of the game, brought to you by the official chiropractor of the Bruins, Dr. Trevor Erdy. And the Hidden Valley highlight of the night, Bruins just with the 1 goal, but it was a real nice one. So we'll give it to Ewan Renie's 36th on the nice feed as well from Rylan Williams. So that'll do it for the night here. Final order of business is to look ahead to what's next on the schedule, and that'll be this weekend as mentioned. Friday night in Weyburn, 7 o'clock puck drop. Another big 2 points up for grabs here for the Bruins, and then wrapping things up on the regular season slate. Saturday night, it's Billet Family Weekend. It's the 15U free. It's ticket redemption night. We got the Grey Cup in the building. Everything you could need, the whole 9 yards. So make sure to come out for that one and take in some Bruins hockey. So until then, thanks for tuning in tonight. It's been my pleasure to bring you the call. I'm Marty Martinson. This has been Bruins Hockey on the YouTube live stream.